Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Angel Rivera alongside Miss Witchy Perfect and Alex Knight. So that means this must be Angel in the afternoon. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight, today, whatever. Make sure you like and subscribe. That helps with the channel massively, especially since we're being shadow banned. And make sure you thank you for all the support. And let's get started. How are we doing today?
I'm fine, but well, I thought you were gonna use that song for the intro, like I showed you in the chat.
Oh, I forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can do it next week. I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I hope everybody had a great week. How are we doing? How you doing, Witchy? Same old, same old.
Well, I'm gonna be running around like a chicken with my head cut off this weekend because this weekend is my son's birthday party. His birthday
Oh,
is on Monday. He will be 9 years old.
okay.
So please and thank you for the birthday things for him. We're gonna have it
happy
at a
early
park. We're
birthday
gonna
to
have
your
pizza.
son.
Yeah,
Yes. Excuse me, man. I got a touch of the sinuses as well, so I might go on mute to cough a couple times, but I am doing good.
yeah. All right. So yeah, me. I mean, I'm okay, except for the fact that on it was initially Monday, but now they changed it to Tuesday. But I got to go in for jury duty, so my local courthouse. So
Oh,
not looking
goody.
forward, not looking forward to that. But you know,
Welcome to hell,
that,
honey.
hmm
I had to do jury duty, but then like a snowstorm came and they're
yeah,
like, yeah, it's canceled forever. I'm like, yes.
Is Mr.
uh
McMahon gonna be there?
Oh, goddess, I hope not.
huh. No, I mean, but but yeah, I mean, initially I was scheduled for Monday, but they emailed me earlier saying, "Oh, you have to come in Tuesday instead. We're going to do something else instead."
Just tell them
Because,
I can't do anything balanced. I can't be balanced.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I do know about this, whatever that is.
yeah, they usually, yeah, I served like on a jury once, like a few years ago, but it was a civil case. But now they want to they're picking a jury for homicide, a murder case. So
Oh,
they're
geez.
so yeah, so I got dragged into that, which I have to go on Tuesday. It looks like so that's that's gonna be fun, to have to take a day out of my time to go to court. Let's see. At least I'm not some of these NBA people that are getting busted and having to go to federal court now for multiple charges, like we're gonna get into in a few minutes.
This gambling,
And
sports gambling thing is getting out of control.
Again, it's all
yeah,
sports entertainment, guys. Even NBA.
sports gambling is starting to get over the top and ridiculous. But yeah, another story. Amazon Web Services or AWS crashed at the beginning of the week, so
Is that
that
why
means
my
almost
stuff
half
isn't
the
shipped
internet.
yet? I
What?
have stuff that's not shipped yet. It literally did not ship yet.
Oh, oh. Well, yeah, Amazon Web Services crashed. I mean, literally half the internet went down right along with it on Monday and Tuesday. So, in fact, my nephew works at Amazon, and he came home like because he works overnight at Amazon. So he was telling me about how we did nothing in the last 3 hours of our shift. I was like, "Why?" He's like, "This is before it broke. It broke like Monday morning. He worked Sunday, late night Sunday, and he's like, "Oh well, the computers went down." I'm like, It never happens with Amazon. What's going on?" Then we find out a few hours after that on in the morning that and the Amazon Web Services crashed. So the entire cloud operation crashed, and and fucked everybody. Half the internet went down alongside people who work at Amazon. Didn't do anything for 3 hours at the end of their shift. So yeah, according to you, you didn't get your your stuff, so that's not good.
Yeah, it's not even shipped yet. And they're like, well, we'll give you a $15 refund. I'm like, just give me my shit. I just want my shit. My
Yeah.
I have a
Give me
softball
a
injury
fucking
or
mic.
yeah, give me a fucking mic. Man, I'm so sorry. I actually have a sports injury with that shoulder, and like literally it hurts to move this shoulder. So literally my dad was nice enough to buy me a shoulder heating pad. So hopefully that'll
Mm-hmm.
go away. But I couldn't pick up any computers. I'm like, sorry, you're gonna have to pick up your gaming computer. My shoulder is literally shot. There's nothing I can do. I can't pick it up.
And he
Well,
needs to stop watching Fox News.
Wait a minute.
Well,
What do you mean? I didn't watch Fox News. I didn't do it.
I said he needs to stop watching Fox
Oh,
News.
my dad.
He-
Well, yeah, you can wish in one hand and shit in the other. See what fills up faster. On that one. But yeah, like I was so pissed because not only that, but us ladies will know. I'm sure Jacqueline, hi Jacqueline, will know that
Hi,
I
Jackie.
needed a pad or a heating pad for the feminine things. And that's all I'll say about it. But yeah, and then I found out like this lantern I had got broken, and I'm like, well, you might as well get me another. Here's a funny story, really quick. My dad was mowing the lawn yesterday, or not yesterday, but last week, and I shit you not, he ran over my. I have lights that make noise, like every time you approach them, they go ah, like that. And they're Halloween lights, and they're motion activated. Well, he ran right over the, and everything went flying. Oh my god!
Wow.
I'm like, you're gonna buy me new lights? He goes, yeah, I'll buy you new lights. And lucky for him, they were cheap. They were like only like $20 on Amazon.
Oh.
Did he blame that on communism?
I don't know. He tried. He definitely tried. Oh shit. What they have heating pads for that kind of thing. Amazon, yeah, you can put it around your waist, and I could put it under my clothes. That way, no one will even know I have it. But I get really bad ones. I mean, like I have to take like 3 Tylenols just to even not feel anything. That's how bad like that gets for me
Wow. Well,
as a lady.
yeah, we're also going to cover what we usually cover: Israel and Venezuela, and the other stuff we normally cover. But I figured we would start with this.
How
Also,
about the Knicks on Wednesday?
they had a good opening night. The U.S. also is considering a plan to split Gaza into two, whatever that means. We'll get to that. A U.S. bombs an alleged 9th drug boat off Latin America.
I'll be right back.
Try to get to all these. Okay, we'll try to get to all these stories this week, but let's start with this. Like everybody has, I'm sure, heard by now, the NBA is embroiled in another betting scandal. It's not the first time this has happened. So this is like in the last 10 years, what, the second or third time this has happened, where either a player or a referee, player or referee, somebody gets caught up in some sort of betting scandal. This time it's a combination of players and a coach. So they all got caught up in betting scandal, not cheating scandal. We got Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier get arrested in gambling inquiries. So there's Cash Patel, the FBI director. By the way, yeah, why does he always look like that? It's just weird. Yeah, it seems like there's major hypocrisy from the NBA and from the federal government too on this when it comes to gambling. So there's major hypocrisy. There's a conspiracy theory being thrown around by Stephen A. Smith on ESPN. Like I think it was yesterday morning, he said that Trump was going after everybody. He was like he had a conspiracy theory that Trump was behind this. Somehow.
I wonder what Nico thinks about that, because I know he's a Heat fan. He's from Miami.
Yeah, I know he's a. Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna say, I saw a clip that I think it was it Rose, or maybe it was the Blazers against the Thunder, right? That they just played, correct?
Yeah, I think so. It was opening night.
So I guess it wasn't Rozier, but it was a player from the Blazers. It definitely looked like he was intentionally turning over the ball and missing shots in the game for.
Yeah, it's common. This seems to be now very common, and as soon And it happened to Terry Rozier because there was
Yeah.
a game I think he
It's
played.
just so like stupid. Like they care more about money and gambling than
Yeah,
helping their own team win. I mean,
yeah, because they what Terry Rozier did apparently is I think he had an under. He had a
why don't you
15
just
point under.
retire and then gamble on teams? Like why don't they just do that?
I don't remember exact details on Rozier, but he had an under. He had a 15 point under. He's going to score 15 points or less. So he ended up scoring 8 points and turning the ball
Remember
over
that's
four
what Emmanuel
times.
Passe he got caught. I think he
Yeah,
got caught
yeah.
for that too.
He got caught gambling too.
Yeah,
And there's hypocrisy all over the place here from these sports or these
and the
leagues.
Yankees
But
sure did break him after last year.
yeah. So they're anyways, Rozier apparently faked a foot injury too to get out of the game in order to get the under. So all the people that were betting on him made their money.
Uh,
That was
It
last season
reminds
though.
it reminds me of a long time ago. I know there's a different situation, but when when Jason Kidd was the Nets coach, like over
um
10 years ago,
mhm.
when he intentionally spilled his drink on the floor to stop the game, and
Yeah, he ran out. I remember this. He ran
yeah,
out of timeout, so he had one of his players. Like he told, like bump into me, and he blatantly just said it because you can read his lips. And
yeah.
he bumped into him. He spilled his drink and got like 2 minutes or something to draw up a play. Oh, by the way, the Nets still lost the game, so he wasn't even. It didn't even work for him to win the game. So um, Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier and former Cleveland Cavaliers player and assistant coach Damon Jones have been arrested as part of a wide-ranging investigation related to illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed by the mafia. Authorities announced on Thursday. So all these people allegedly are getting tied in with the mafia. So
Of course.
this is how
You come out
bad
of nowhere.
I always do.
Billups and Rozier has been placed on leave from their teams, the NBA said. A total of 34 people were arrested as a result of the year-long investigation covering 11 states and involving tens of millions of dollars, FBI Director Kash Patel said.
But
Law enforcement official.
he's still covering for Epstein, by the way, just so you guys.
Yeah, that's nice, but we still would like the Epstein files. That I
Law
see. Did you see
enforcement.
that meme? It's like, yeah, that's great, but we still need to see those Epstein files. And
Yeah,
Jackie, thank you. And
yeah.
I unfortunately I'm still at that age where I have those pains.
Law enforcement officials said multiple charges involve four mafia families and organized crime networks, with Patel saying that the money involved in with Patel saying of the money involved that is the fraud is mind-boggling, unquote.
Well, you're also
Rozier,
the fraud, Cash.
mhm. Rozier was
You're
arrested.
also a criminal.
Rozier was arrested Thursday morning in a hotel in Orlando, Florida. Is accused of participating in an illegal sports betting scheme using insider NBA information. As part of the scheme, gamblers used non-public information to bet on at least 7 NBA games between March 2023 and March 2024, involving the Charlotte Hornet, Orlando Magic, Trailblazers, Los Angeles Lakers, and Toronto Raptors, according to the indictment. In 3 of the 7 games, players intentionally removed themselves from contests to benefit the gambler bets, according to the indictment. So, yeah, Terry Rozier, in fact, played for the Charlotte Hornets last
Again,
season.
just because it's happening in the NBA doesn't mean it's not happening in the NFL, college football, and
Oh,
MLB.
we'll get to
Everything.
that.
Happened in
It's
MLB as
happening.
well.
Yeah, it's happening in Major League Baseball.
Yep.
But yeah, Rozier played for the not Raptors, the Hornets last season. He was
They
traded.
play for somebody.
Yeah, he was traded to Miami during the offseason, but the NBA didn't bother telling the Heat, oh yeah, by the way, it's under investigation for gambling, so you shouldn't
I
trade for
wonder
him.
if GTA 6 is going to do a funny parody on that.
So the NBA, so the Heat are fucked because they lost the draft pick out of this. So I don't know, they're gonna try to
Oh
get that
wow,
draft
they
pick
lost a
back.
draft pick. No, you literally fire all those people.
Uh-huh.
Just like
The
the cheating
defendant,
they did in the NFL, and this was blatant cheating. I mean, obviously it's all bullshit anyway. But remember Spygate and
mhm.
Flakegate? Again, that's all cheating. So why weren't those people literally taken? Why weren't they fired? Why wasn't Belichick and Tom
Also,
Brady fired?
also, don't forget Trashgate or Trash Can Gate, whatever you want to call it.
Trash
Oh,
gate.
with the Astros, yeah.
The Astros,
The defendants,
2017, when they
yeah,
got caught cheating.
yeah.
Ah.
We're still bitter about that because the Yankees should have gotten to that World Series in 2017. But
Yeah.
we're not going to go there right now. The defendants had access to private information known by NBA players or NBA coaches that would likely affect the outcomes of games and players' performances, provided that information to other co-conspirators in exchange for either a flat fee or share of the
Or
betting
fat.
profits. Let's not mince word, Patel said. This is insider trading saga for the NBA, and that is what this is. U.S.
But
Attorney
I
for the
think
Eastern District.
your Republican friends are part of insider trading, right, Cash?
I rest my case.
The U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Joseph Nokella Jr., called it one of the most brazen sports corruption schemes since online sports betting became widely legalized in the United States. Billups, who was arrested in Oregon, is charged in a separate indictment alleging a wide-ranging scheme to rig underground poker games that were backed by the mafia families, authorities said. The defendants are accused of using technology to steal millions of dollars from victims in the New York area. Also, through Billups was not named in the sports betting indictment, the description of a co-conspirator who allegedly told the bettor that a number of Trailblazers players would miss a March 2023 game that had playing and coaching career that matches Billups. So, Billups and Rozier have been indicted on charges of wire fraud, conspiracy, money laundering conspiracy, according to Assistant U.S. Attorney Diane Hu. Each count carries no more than 20 years in prison. Hours after his arrest, Rozier appeared in federal court in Orlando wearing a Charlotte Hornets sweatshirt, handcuffs, and shackles. Billups appeared before a judge in Portland, Oregon. Both men were ordered to release from custody on certain conditions.
What?
By the way, Rozier is he's a part of Miami Heat, but he's wearing a Charlotte Hornets sweatshirt. Like, you know where his loyalties lie. Prosecutors in their detention memo asked the judge to impose substantial bail conditions on all defendants in the poker rigging case and noted Billups has substantial financial resources, which his involvement in this makes no sense because he has millions of dollars put away. So why in the world is he involving himself in gambling with the mafia? I don't know. It's like, does he really need the money? Billups is scheduled to appear in the federal courthouse in Brooklyn November 24th, while Rozier's next scheduled appearance will be December 8th. Billups also turned over his passport and is required to secure a substantial bond with the federal court in the Eastern District of New York. His travel is limited to Oregon and Colorado. He is also prohibited from any gambling-related activity. U.S. Magistrate Judge Robert Norway on Thursday said Rozier will be released from custody after putting up his Florida home as a bond and surrendering his passport. Conditions for release also stated Rozier would be prohibited from gambling and restricted only travel within the continental United States.
Why is it
The
the
NBA
shittiest
said
things are happening in Florida? It's so weird.
no. The NBA said that both have been placed on immediate leave from their teams. The NBA said. So in other words, they're not fired, but they can't be
But
part of
they
their team
probably
for
got
that.
paid leave because this is kind of like the stupid bullshit with the police. Oh well, administrative leave, but you still get fucking paid, and then they do an internal investigation, find nothing wrong. Imagine that.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
I can't put this on the screen because my chat is glitched again. I could probably reload in real
I
quick.
saw you
But
post that.
yeah, how much were these? Jacqueline says, how much were these players paid to allegedly remove themselves from contests, or how
Probably
much
a
were they
lot.
promised? That's the only reason why I could think of for them doing this. Yeah,
Wait,
Yep.
wait. Where are you?
in the chat. I'm reading in the
Oh,
chat.
in the chat. Oh, I thought you were reading from.
No, I'm reading in the chat because
He's
I can't pull it up.
nowhere in particular.
Yeah,
By the way, I got to carve a pumpkin again, bitches. Sorry, side note.
So the NBA said it doesn't say paid leave, but I'm assuming they're still getting their money because it would say unpaid leave most likely. We take these allegations with the utmost seriousness, and the integrity of our game remains our top priority, the league said in the statement. Total bullshit. So
Suck a dick.
Trailblazers
Start my
assistant
counter.
Thiago Splitter will serve as the interim head coach for the rest. Portland canceled its previously planned practice availability with reporters on Thursday afternoon. We are aware We are aware of the allegations involving our head coach, Chauncey Billups, and the Trailblazers are fully cooperating with the investigation. The
Yeah,
Trailblazers.
That's all we got to
yeah.
say about
Shut
that.
up. Go suck a dick. That's two.
There it is. Is that number one?
No,
That's
that's
number
two.
2 already, but according to Nokella, 6 defendants are accused of being part of a sports betting case, while the 31 defendants allegedly involved in rigged poker games. 3 people, including Jones, were named as defendants in both cases. In addition to Rozier and Jones, bettors Eric Ernest, Marvis Fairley, Shane Heinian, and Danilo Laster were named as defendants in the sports betting indictment. ESPN previously reported that Fairley is involved in a gambling ring targeting college basketball games. Heenan was also arrested in January in a Las Vegas airport, where he's attempting to board an international flight. He's trying to get the fuck out of the country, but he got caught.
I mean, that's what you do when you get caught. Isn't that what Diddy tried to do? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend.
Before a March 23, 2023 game against New Orleans Pelicans, Rozier, who didn't play for the Hornets, allegedly told Laster, a childhood friend, that he would remove himself from the game in the first quarter due to a supposed injury, according to the indictment. Laster later sold the information to 2 bettors for about $100,000. And I'm sure Rozier got a piece of that money. That makes no sense because he just signed a $90+ million contract just a couple of years ago. Does he really need 50 grand?
No, but they're going to give it to him because this is hush money. Oh, no,
Yeah,
NDA money.
signed
I'm
for
sorry.
90
It's NDA money. This is you suck my dick, I suck yours. And that's 3.
And Rozier's not even. He's okay. He's a good player. He's not great. He's not a super. He's a solid NBA player, and he got 90 million, and somehow he still needs money. Like you should.
Can you imagine?
90
They
million
always
money.
want more. Rich people
Can you
always want
imagine-
more.
Can you imagine if Steph Curry did that?
Oh God, I hate that guy.
He did. The reason why I don't like him, he destroyed the NBA. Because all everybody wants to do now is pop threes like Curry, and nobody can do it like him. So it's like it's just
not his
ruining the
fault.
NBA.
I mean, the other players shouldn't copy him. They should.
Well, everybody's copying him, and now they're all popping
I know,
threes.
but I'm saying it's their fault. They should stop relying on Curry and just focus what they do best.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just I mean there's just he came into the game, he started hitting these ridiculous threes, and it's like, oh my god, let's do what Steph does. Oh, I just put up an air ball. Oh, let me just keep doing that then. Those bettors, alongside their associates in a network of proxy bettors, used the info to bet on Rozier's unders, according to the indictment. The money wagered was in the hundreds of thousands, according to the indictment. Many of the bets won after Rozier removed himself from the game after 9 minutes with 5 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. So, if you extrapolate that, that's a pretty good game for 4 quarters. But of course, that's why he took himself out, so he doesn't have to. He had to hit the under in order to everybody make their money. And he's involved with the mob. He better hit his unders, or else then they're gonna break his legs, basically. Rozier paid for Laster to travel to Philadelphia to collect the proceeds from the scheme, then drove to Rozier's home to count the money with him. Rozier lawyer Jim Trusty of Ifra Law said in a statement that his client is not a gambler and looks forward to winning this fight. The integrity of the game is paramount to NBA players, but so is the presumption of innocence. Both are hindered when players misuse to gain attention, a National Basketball Association spokesperson said in a statement. We will ensure that our members are protected and afforded their due process rights throughout this process. That, by the way, that's the NBA's union, basically, the players' union. Jones, who played and coached for the Cavaliers, blah, 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 worked an unofficial assistant for the Lakers during 2022-2023 season, allegedly sold insider information to bettors, according to the indictment. By the way, Damon Jones is really close to LeBron James, so it's going to be interesting to see if he has any connection to this. Because he was in the Lakers last
Yeah, they
season.
all suck each other's dicks.
Oh yeah, and LeBron's coming back. He's back again, right?
Yeah, he's playing. He's playing with the Lakers again this season, even though he's like 41 or 42 years old. It says here Jones had a close relationship with a prominent NBA player during the time in the Cavaliers and the Lakers, and had access to inside information through that relationship.
I think we know who it is.
By the way, we know who that prominent NBA player is, who played for both the Cavaliers and the Lakers. LeBron James. Unfortunately, he's not listening to the indictment, because if he is, his lawyers would fucking destroy that indictment.
Remember when people were comparing it that he was better than Michael Jordan? Yeah, forget
It's
about that.
outrageous. It's
Forget
crazy as
that
hell.
debate's over.
Yeah, and so yeah, LeBron James is practically a billionaire at this point. So even if he was named in the indictment, there's zero chance he would go to
He's
jail.
a liberal as well. I think he endorses Democratic.
Yeah, he endorsed Kamala and Hillary back in 2016. I think him and J.R. Smith did a rally for Hillary Clinton in 2016, and J.R. Smith was high as hell. He's like, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, vote for Hillary. For me, just vote by
Hey,
TV.
there's ninjas on the lawn.
LeBron like? Remember that?
I do. I remember J.R. Smith being high out of his mind during that.
No,
rally.
but you remember when LeBron did that to him, right? And when he remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I remember. Yeah,
I think they were both probably high.
Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high.
The indictment does not name the player, but the source told ESPN that the Lakers star LeBron James.
No, really? Oh my god!
You don't say.
This is very similar to the Shohei Ohtani. Remember this gambling incident? I think it was last year, where it was his translator or his agent who got caught up. It was his translator, right? And Major League Baseball and everybody made sure to protect Shohei Ohtani in this. Like, oh no, he had nothing to do with it. It's just his translator who was gambling. It wasn't Shohei.
But I mean, has there been evidence that Shohei was part of it too?
Yeah, I mean, I thought there should have more investigation against Ohtani. I'm not saying he's involved. I'm just saying that there should have been more of an investigation instead of just blaming the translator and washing their hands of this, because they didn't want to find out. That's what it seems like. Everybody just washed their hands.
But then again, they wanted to wash their hands of poor people.
Yeah, they washed their hands of it and they were done. As if it's on any other player.
Ben Verlander is Shohei's biggest ass kisser, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I know. A month later, James was unaware of any gambling activity by Jones. The source told close to James told ESPN.
You knew exactly what the fuck they were doing. It's like James they don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they do.
James was not accused of any wrongdoing.
I was going to say Kobe Bryant was never this arrogant, but he did get involved in that, whatever he was arrested for a long time ago. But he was
Kobe got himself jammed up, during when he was playing for.
But I think at the end he was found not guilty. But
he was.
Besides that, he didn't do anything else like that. So
no. So here we go. So let's get to the mafia connection to this. Once the so-called fish lost, the mafia used extortion and violence to make sure they paid their gambling debts, Nokilla said. Investigators found that the scheme involved members and associates of the Bonanno, Gambino, Lucchese, and Genovese crime families. New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said. By the way, this sounds like one of these 80s or 90s mobster movies.
You're a good fish. You be sleeping with the fishes. I mean, come on. This sounds like literally Robert De Niro in whatever gangster movie he was in.
Yeah.
Jacqueline asked if they are found guilty, it would be a long prison sentence or just a slap on the wrist. It'd probably be a slap on the wrist.
Probably be more like, this is a good trial. It'd be a real shame if something happened to it.
Since April 2019,
really? You're dealing with the fucking mafia.
Allegedly, victims have lost.
You find them guilty, put them in prison. They're gonna make sure that you sleep with the fishes.
Yep. Allegedly, victims have lost $7 million in rigged poker games, when one victim losing $1.8 million alone. So
that's why I said, do not go on FanDuel. Do not do this MGM. Don't do any gambling.
No, I'm going to get to that. Yeah, I'm going to get to that because it's the hypocrisy here from the NBA and the federal government too. Victims believed they're sitting at a fair table. Instead, they were cheated out of millions. So this is where Chauncey Billups come in here. Billups, who was known as the face card in the scheme, helped organize and play the games held in Las Vegas using a rigged shuffling machine in April 2019, where they defrauded victims of at least $50,000, according to the indictment.
So basically, it's been in some deep shit lately.
Yeah. But this is how
Their
it worked.
tourism,
Basically, they would
their
have.
tourism has gone down the toilet.
I mean, this is
Yeah,
all
it is.
really just coming out now. We already knew
This
this.
is
No, I was just talking about the tourism.
so. This
Oh.
is yeah. The tourism's fucked. But I'm gonna get. This is how it worked. That they would have a famous NBA player, Chauncey Billups, for example. He was sitting at a table, so they would have people come in, and oh my god, I'm playing poker with Chauncey Billups. This must be on the up and up, right? So let me just bet all this money. Oh, it turns out that they were cheating and just ripped me off. Oh, okay. And Chauncey Billups part of that scheme, so I'm sure he got paid off that too, allegedly. Following another rigged game in October 2020, in the middle of COVID, by the way, Billups was wired $50,000 for his participation. The memo
It had to
states.
be the Lakers.
Yeah,
Because the Lakers won that year with LeBron James. So
yeah. So to believe Chauncey Billups did what the federal government is accusing of is to believe he would risk his same legacy, his reputation, and his freedom. His attorney Chris Haywood said in the statement,
He ain't
he would
going to
not
jail.
jeopardize those things for anything, let alone a card game.
Bullshit.
If he got caught up with the mob, he would. If somehow he owed money to the mob, he would.
Yeah, and the mob would
I mean,
make him sleep with the fishes. He would have literally what's they called concrete shoes. He'd probably be with Jimmy Hoffa, and we still don't know where Jimmy Hoffa is.
We still haven't found him because allegedly there was always a story that Jimmy Hoffa was buried under one of the end zones in Giant Stadium, the Meadowlands, but they knocked that down. They didn't know nothing. Nobody ever found anything. So,
speaking of the Giants, I'm confident saying they're not going to the postseason again after their loss.
That was we'll get past this, but that was a brutal loss. Like,
dude,
they're
you
up
guys
by
gotta
what?
watch. He used to be called Jake the Asshole. Now he's called Jake the Awesome or something. But you guys gotta watch him. He shows like the top 10 rigged, most rigged plays in NFL, and it's great. It's literally he breaks it down film by film of literally how these gigs are just literally these players take so much time and they can't even play fake football right. They don't they don't tackle right because like he showed one where the guy was like running and he's like all you have to do is push him out of bounds, right? But instead he tackles his feet. This is all WWE. Football, baseball, NBA, it's all wrestling. It's all become wrestling. There's heels and baby faces now, and literally
I don't think there's gambling going on in NASCAR that I'm aware of.
That's the hypocrisy,
yes, you can.
though.
Yes, you can. You can literally
I'm not
bet
saying
on
it
pro
can't happen.
wrestling.
I'm just saying I don't think there's anything going on that I'm aware of. So.
Oh, I'm sure there's all kind of fuckery going on in the background, just to make poor people lose their money. That's all they want. They just want poor people's money. And if you're stupid enough to make a bet on FanDuel and MGM and all these other fan shit, all these other gambling websites, you're a fool. Because you're gonna lose every time. The game is not to make you rich. The game is to make you fucking poorer. And of course it's rigged.
To quote a famous line from a video game, the truth is the game was rigged from the start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's rigged in favor of Las Vegas because the mafia don't want you to have your money. The mafia's still around, people. I know this ain't the 1930s, but the mafia's still around. Hey, Mason.
So anyways, let's get to Amazon, AWS. They like we talked about at the beginning of the show, their Amazon's entire system, their cloud system, everything just crashed on Monday heading into Tuesday. And it caused basically a global internet outage because a lot of the apps and a lot of the websites that we all use are backed up through Amazon's cloud system. This is the thing when one company controls the internet as much as Amazon does. If one crash or one DDoS attack or whatever, that puts down a lot of the internet. So
and that's what they're hoping for.
I remember this happening last year. Wasn't from Amazon. It was from was either Microsoft or I think it was. I think I explained it last year where I had where I was using my laptop for work, and this infamous issue was going on, with do you remember? Do you know what I'm talking about, Angel? That this issue with Microsoft that was going on that wouldn't
Oh,
get the systems working or whatever it was. Do you
right.
know?
I do remember something like that happening
Yeah,
last
it was
year.
happening to me on my laptop, and it was
Shocker! My stuff still
yeah.
is not shipped.
Oh
My
well,
stuff still has not shipped.
you're gonna have to probably get a refund and reorder it because that happens occasionally. So, which is why I'm like, you probably have to get the refund and try to reorder it later.
Mhm.
Anyways, Amazon crashed the internet. I'm gonna show this first, and then we'll go to the article. I want you guys to see how many companies that use Amazon. I'm gonna read all these out real
Look
quick.
at that Battlefield EA.
Yeah, Amazon. Oh, these are some of the sites affected. Adobe Creative Cloud, Airtable, Amazon, including Alexa and Prime, Apple Music, Asana, AT&T, Battlefield, EA, Blink, Boost Mobile, Canva, ChatGPT, Chime, Coinbase, College Board, Dead by
Dead
Daylight,
by Daylight. What the
uh-huh,
fuck?
Delta Airlines. They've been brought down. Airline company, Duolingo, whatever that is, EA, FanDuel,
And
Fetch,
Fortnite.
Fortnite. GoDaddy is.
At
I didn't know
least
GoDaddy still
FanDuel was
existed.
down.
Yeah.
Grubhub, HBO Max, Hinge, Hulu, IMDb, Instacart, Kike. Hold on,
Kick.
Kick. Yeah, excuse
And
me.
League of Legends.
League of Legends, Life 360, Lyft, McDonald's app, Microsoft,
Microsoft.
including 365 Outlook and Teams, MyFitnessPal, the Navy Federal Credit Union, Peloton, whatever that is, Pinterest,
And
PlayStation Network.
PlayStation Network
Peloton.
and
It's
Rainbow
those
Six
bikes.
Siege.
No, you heard Peloton, right? It's those bikes, those exercise
Uh-huh.
bikes that
Yeah,
they're like, oh come on, you can do some more reps. How about you go fuck
right.
yourself? And they never
Poke.
show fat people on those things. They always
No,
show thin people.
yeah. PlayStation Network, Pokemon Go, go to the polls. Rainbow
Well,
Six Siege, Reddit,
Robin Hood.
Ring, Robinhood, Roblox, Roku,
Roblox.
ShipStation, Signal, Slack, Smartsheet, Snapchat, Square, Starbucks,
And fucking
Steam,
Steam,
excuse me,
really?
T-Mobile.
Yeah.
What's funny is I have Steam and I didn't notice it going
Well,
down
all the
during
No,
gaming
COVID
people have
days.
Steam's
Steam.
been working for me, so.
Yeah.
Oh no, so look
Strava,
who else is there. Ubisoft.
yeah, Strava, T-Mobile,
Verizon.
Tidal, Trello, Ubisoft Connect, United Airlines, Venmo, Verizon, VR Chat, Wall Street Journal, Whatnot, Wordy, Xbox,
Yeah,
Duo,
Xbox, what a big shocker.
Xfinity by Comcast, Zillow, and Zoom.
Speaking
That's
of
right.
Xbox,
No wonder
I
our
know.
wireless wasn't working on Monday. It wasn't working right. It kept
Speaking,
like
Yeah.
turning on and off.
speaking of Xbox, I know you saw my post saying, Joe. Halo, there's going to be a Halo remake. You know, Halo was, of course, the game that made Xbox famous, or what it
made
Roblox.
Xbox, yeah.
is. And now it's also coming to PlayStation.
How do you
Yeah, it's
say
coming
that?
to
It's
PlayStation.
ROBLOX. How do you say that?
Roblox? Roblox?
Roblox.
That's my guess.
Roblox? Yeah, I just had someone ask if my son plays Roblox. No,
Roblox.
he plays Minecraft.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, Jacqueline, there was a scandal about Roblox having like online predators because it's
Are
mostly
you
a kids
kidding
game.
me? Are you
Yes.
I think I
serious?
heard something about that.
Yeah, they're mostly a kids game, and of course, old creepy dudes were hanging around there trying to get kids
Oh my
to
god! I'm so glad my
do
kid does
stuff.
not play that. He plays
And-
But yeah, like
Minecraft.
I said, the Halo remake is now also coming to PlayStation. It was just
And there's no reason to get an Xbox. If you're a Halo fan, you can just play it on your PS5
I play for
Hello.
PC. I would
or
play
PC. Yeah. Duolingo is the language learning app, according to
Trello.
Jacqueline.
No
Okay.
wonder Trello was having issues. We use that at work to keep our tickets, ticketing
Yeah.
system, track of our tickets.
So let's go back here. That's just the.
I see. I don't use
fraction.
Trello. I didn't use Trello on Monday because we don't work on Monday.
Yeah, lucky there, I guess. So anyway, this is the excuse that Amazon used. That it says a single DNS race condition brought Amazon cloud empire to its knees.
Domain
So a fault
something
in the
system.
Domaino DB system
Single
cascaded
DNS.
through cascaded through AWS services, knocking major sites offline for hours.
or as Mr. McMahon would say,
Domain networking something.
as Mr. McMahon would say, get down on your knees.
Yeah, so maybe
Domain name system. It's also could be domain networking system or something like that. But DNS is usually some kind of networking thing.
Yeah. Amazon
Domain
has
name.
published a detailed postmortem explaining how a critical fault in Dynamo's DB DNS management system cascaded into a day-long outage that disrupted major websites. And there was outrage, though, to be fair. So,
Yes.
and I wasn't
Well,
wrong
all that
there.
shit was down. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if it wasn't
That
working, we couldn't use it.
Yeah, you couldn't use anything that was through Amazon Cloud Services. A day long outage that disrupted major websites and services across multiple brands, with damage estimates potentially reaching in the hundreds of billions of dollars. The incident began 11:48 p.m. Pacific on October 19th and October 20th when customers reported increased DynamoDB API error rates, whatever that means, in Northern Virginia, East One District region. The root. Go ahead.
From a networking standpoint, because I know a little bit of networking, it's
Yeah.
just some kind of DNS error. So it's some kind of with the database, DB database, some kind
Okay.
of database issue.
The root cause was a race condition in Dynamo's DB's automated DNS management system that left an empty DNS record for the
Yep.
service's regional
Okay.
endpoint.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
initially, people thought it was a DDoS attack, but it was like, no, it's just a simple like mistake there, from somewhere.
With the DNS
Uh,
in the database. Yeah. No. Oops. Yeah.
so
Someone not doing their
DNS
job right.
Yeah, a DNS management system comprises of two independent components: a DNS planner and that monitors load balancer health and creates DNS plans, and a DNS enactor that applies changes via Amazon Route 53. Amazon's postmortem says that the error rate was triggered by a latent defect within the service's automated DNS management system.
Yeah, they can have AI do the DNS part.
Companies have so much money and they can't get their shit together.
Well, if this was AI that was watching over it, probably artificial intelligence was watching over it. Again, even machines can make mistakes.
Which remember, Rick, which is what Microsoft is focusing on now.
And Elon Musk. Elon Musk said again that AI will take everybody's job, doesn't it? Even mine, where I go up to the customer and say, what's wrong with your computer? And they just go and fix it, I guess. I guess they're going to get sex bots to, take over my job, but whatever. And then they're going to kill all of us or delete all of us because, poor people suck anyway, right?
The race condition occurred with one DNS enactor experienced unusually high delays while the DNS planner continued generating new plans. A second DNS enactor began applying the newer plans and executed the cleanup process just as the first enactor completed its delay run. This cleanup deleted the older plan as stale, immediately removing all IP addresses from the regional endpoint and leaving the system in an inconsistent state that prevented further automated updates applied by any DNS enactors. So,
again, this is what happens when you fuck up your AI to watch over your AI.
Yeah. Before manual intervention, system connecting to Dynamo DB experienced DNS failures, including customer traffic and internal AWS services. This impacted EC2 instant launches and network configuration, the postmortem says.
And speaking of AI, did you see that awful Andrew Cuomo ad towards Mandani using AI and all the stupid attacks? Did you see that ad?
I missed that, but I mean, I'm sure it was awful. But
I shared that due dissonance video in the chat today. And
okay. I'll probably check it out later. Let's see. So AWS has disabled the DynamoDB DNS planner and DNS enactor automation worldwide until safeguards can be put in to prevent the race condition from reoccurring. In its apology, Amazon stated, as we continue to work through the details of the events across all AWS services, we will look for additional ways to avoid impact from a similar event in the future and how to further reduce time to recovery.
How about you suck a dick?
We're sorry.
They took down half the internet.
I'm truly sorry.
They took down half the internet.
Yeah, they took down half the internet. Oh, we're so sorry.
Yeah, Jacqueline, that's exactly that Andrew Cuomo had, that woman drunk drivers crossed between Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, so I also saw. What I saw about Mandani is the Knicks sent him a cease and desist letter allegedly over his logo that he used in his recent ad because it was
What?
like the Knicks ad basically. It was like the Knicks logo in his ad, but he
Okay.
put Mandani for mayor in it or something. So that's what I saw. I'm not
he's
sure
he's
whether.
also he's also a Mets fan, so yeah.
There you go. Well,
Well,
let's
all
see
that
here.
lingo jingo just means that literally the networking AI or whatever they have that they implemented basically overlooked something and oops, made a mistake and started, replicating other things and doing other things and oh shit,
Oh,
Yeah.
literally like this is what happens when you have AI watch AI, right?
Uh huh.
and Angel. Speaking of Cuomo, did you see the recent photo of Carmelo Anthony hanging out with Cuomo?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I remember
Oh
now.
my god, fuck
That's
that guy. What are you
uh.
doing?
So let's go to
I can't believe they erased all those IP addresses. What? Like, what?
Yeah.
No. There goes the
All
IP
gone.
addresses.
Oh shoot.
Or it's like that South Park thing, and it's gone.
Let me just put it to
It's
you.
gone.
Every computer, if you get to the internet, you have and you can look this up in your command prompt if you know how to do it. Once you hit the internet or you're on the internet, every PC has an IP address. If you are not on the internet, then you just have a local IP address because you have a
Yeah.
standalone PC. You're not on the internet. But
Uh-huh.
every computer that is on the internet has an IP address. So
Yeah.
lose yours, you're talking major issues. Let's
Yeah,
just put it that
you're
way.
pretty screwed there.
You can't get to the internet, you can't do nothing. That's why it's
Uh-huh.
called standalone. You're not on the internet.
Yep. So yeah, now
Take it
Donald
from a
Trump
computer
is
technician. I know what I'm talking about.
now Donald now Donald Trump is trying to urge Zelensky to accept the peace deal. That
Why? They
Well,
want to keep this
well,
fucking proxy thing shit
here's the
going.
thing. I just read a few days ago that Trump gave Ukraine legal action or whatever to bomb Russia or whatever it said.
Bomb
I don't know
bomb
if you guys
Iran.
heard about it. And so I posted saying, so can liberals and fake progressives stop calling Trump
Excuse me.
Putin pup and Russian acid anymore? You know,
No, they're too busy sucking his
yeah.
dick. Come on, you know the lingo here. You know the issue. Does Apple?
So
They ain't PC.
Zelensky
Uh,
Zelensky had a meeting.
Apple is different. I'm sorry. Can we hang on one second? Macy, to
Yeah,
answer your
sure.
question, Apple is, let's just say they are a enigma unto themselves.
Yeah.
Uh, I still think that Apple needs an IP address because you're on the internet, but you're just through like Safari and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple is a whole new ball of wax. Macs and they make my head hurt.
well, what Apple
But
needs is a very
I know Windows.
well, what
You,
Apple needs is a actual successor to Steve Jobs. That's what they need.
That's the least of their problems. Let's just say their MacBook Pros and shit, and their MacBooks basically, and their Pro books, I guess. They have the shittiest screens ever. You just go like that, and the screen turns black. I mean, we've had so many MacBooks and stuff and MacBook Pros come in for screen replacements. It's unbelievable. So be
Well,
careful. You have a MacBook.
okay.
Be careful with your screen. All right, you're gonna
Yeah,
pay out
that's the
and
thing.
these screens are at least 400, $500. So you're gonna pay
Yeah.
out the nose for Apple. Trust me.
It's so
That's the least of their worries.
So the whole issue with Apple being different is because of a spat that Steve Jobs had with Bill Gates in the '80s,
Mm-hmm.
because allegedly Windows was a knockoff of Mac OS. So Steve Jobs sued Bill Gates, and they spent years going in and out of court over that.
Right. And here's the other thing with Windows 11, real fast, I'll just do this and then we can get
Yeah,
back
and
to
then we
Trump.
got to get to this. Yeah,
So with Windows 11, sometimes I don't know if you guys seen new Windows 11 where they have the toolbar in the middle. That's kind of
yeah,
like a Mac, right? So,
yeah,
as it was told to me, old Bill Gates, the pedophile, is trying to get people from Macs to PCs. So they put the toolbar in the middle, but you can still move it to the left. I mean, there's always a trick
yeah.
of the trade, right? In the computer world, where am
Well,
I?
the
There's
advantage for
always a trick of the
PC is
trade.
all the customization you can do.
Yeah, The
Yeah,
other
you can't
thing is,
customize a Mac.
no, well, I mean, you can if you know what you're doing. I'm pretty sure you can if you know
Well,
what
yeah,
you're
you
doing. It
could,
depends on
but
what customization you mean. But with
Mac,
Windows, the other thing that I noticed that is sort of like Macs is they took the sound, the battery status, and the internet, like, when you go on your wireless,
yeah,
they've combined them now. They're all together. And people were like, well, I don't know how to get on the internet. Yeah, you do. It's all right there. Instead of individualized like Windows 10. All right, now let's get back
eh,
to Trump the pedophile.
eh, so Trump is urging Zelensky to accept the peace deal that's been out there for a while. But so, anyways, during a meeting at the White House on Friday, this past Friday, President Trump urged
Mhm.
Volodymyr Zelensky to accept Russia's terms for a peace deal, warning Russia President Vladimir Putin could destroy the Ukrainian leader if he didn't make concessions. People familiar with the
Zelensky,
matter.
he's a dangerous coke leader, and they're under sanctions.
And bring back
People
Windows
familiar
7.
with
Oh God, no.
people familiar with the matter told the outlet that the meeting descended into a shouting match multiple times, and that Trump was telling Zelensky to give up control of the territory in Ukraine's eastern Donbass region. The president also tossed aside a map of the Ukrainian front line, saying he was sick of seeing it. This red
Well,
line.
then do something, motherfucker.
Here's the thing. Here
Sorry.
he doesn't need Zelensky. He could just do it himself because
He
the
can do it
U.S. is
himself.
funding
There's a
them.
little bit of piece of paper. You just write it down and you sign your name on the dotted line, right?
Like he doesn't need Zelensky to agree to anything. He's like, okay, the war's over. We're not going to fund Ukraine anymore.
Dial up. Oh God, I hated dial up.
Oh, that's terrible.
Woo!
That
I hated
was.
Windows 7 too. No offense.
I'm
Yeah, well,
glad.
yeah.
But
I was gonna say,
Windows 7. You want Windows 7
we should
back?
bring
That
back
sucked.
Windows 7. It's outdated, and the
Completely.
new games and systems would be able to run it. So
no, they wouldn't.
And
You
if
can't
I
run
could
anything on it.
If I can just say this really, really, really quick. So Windows
Time's
10,
up.
you can still shut up. You can still use
3
it.
minutes.
I'm going to tell all my customers this. You can still use Windows 10. Okay, don't be scared because, oh, yeah, it's out of date. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You can apparently sign up for a year if you sign in with your Microsoft account. You can still have up to a year of security updates. It's the only thing that you're not going to get if you don't renew and you can't go to Windows 11. A lot of the older computers cannot. You have to have, I think, an 8th gen or higher to go to Windows 11. But for the older ones, but you can sign up for a year of security updates. I don't know. You have to check that out on the Microsoft website.
Yeah, that's how they scare you into upgrading to Windows 11. Oh, we
Yeah,
won't
like
update
everyone's got
security
fucking money
anymore.
for a new computer. No, we don't.
Yeah, we don't. People from I
fine
had
with
to raise it online in order to get new
I've been
computer.
fine with Windows 11, so
Yeah, I'm fine with it. It's
Windows
good.
11, it's like I said, the only kind of difference between Windows 10 and 11 is the toolbar, and then of course they kind of scrunched everything into one instead of having the speaker and the internet, and then blah blah blah.
By the way, Windows 11 looks like Mac's new operating system.
That's
Very
what I'm
similar.
saying. They're trying to get Mac users over to Windows, and that's why they put the toolbar in the middle.
Yeah, again, which is why Apple's kind of looking at Windows, Microsoft
it does
sideways.
help for
Like,
ultra wide monitor users.
Yeah.
People familiar with the matter, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I read that. The red line, okay. So the report said that Putin...
Look at him in the pic. What is he smiling about?
He's smiling the fact that Trump's going to suck his dick in a minute.
Trump looks pissed, though, in that photo. He's just smiling.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, I got to suck this guy's dick again?
The report said that Putin made a new offer.
You don't have the cars.
Made a new offer to Trump when they spoke on the phone on Thursday by proposing that Ukraine cede the Donbass in exchange for Russia ceding small parts of Kherson and Zaporizhia, wherever that is, part of the world. The position marks a concession from Moscow, as his previous offer involved Ukraine ceding the Donbass and freezing the lines in Kherson and Zaporizhia.
I'm saying that 5 times fast.
Trump also told Zelensky during the meeting that Ukraine was losing the war and that the Russian economy was doing great.
Yeah, you don't say Trump.
Trump is admitting the Russian economy is doing great, contradicting recent public reports he made about the conflict.
Of course,
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Yeah, Angel, do you speak it?
A European
Of
official
course, he's
told
gonna say the bullshit now.
So yeah, so Trump's admitting something that his own administration is saying that is not true. Basically, it's like, oh, well, the Russian economy is doing great, even with all the sanctions that we put
Well,
on in the last 10 years. So it's
well,
like,
that and his. I don't know if you know his approval ratings right now, but they're in the toilet.
Well, every
yeah, I'm
president.
not surprised.
But I just gotta mention Macy. What do you mean by PB? What's that stand for?
Peanut butter? No.
PB had the best
No,
graphics.
honestly, if you look at it, Trump is probably just going to walk this back anyway. He does with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
every president does. So.
Every president does. You know, they walk it back. Oh,
That's why
I was dead at the time.
That's why people shouldn't want like Thomas Massey for president, because then he's just gonna,
yeah. It's
Well, and that's the thing. Like, they praise Thomas Massey. Oh, Thomas Massey wants the things released. No, he doesn't. Because I guarantee you that if that list came out, Thomas Massey is on it. Y'all, I know he's trying. Oh yeah, we should.
So Zelensky was feeling very negative after the meeting, despite reported tensions. Trump and Zelensky kept things cordial in their public comments, and Trump appeared to endorse the idea of freezing the current battle lines.
Packard Bell? What the hell's Packard Bell?
Some kind of app.
Yeah, I think so.
I will say this: that
I guess
does anyone remember Netscape?
He must have been talking about the.
Oh yeah, I remember Netscape.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah. The meeting with President Zelensky of Ukraine was very interesting and cordial, but I told him, as I likewise strongly suggested to President Putin, that it's time to stop the killing and make a deal. Enough blood and guts have been shed, with property lines being defined by war and guts, Trump wrote. They should stop where...
And yet you don't give a fuck about the war and guts in Israel and Gaza, do ya?
Nope. They should stop where they are. They should stop where they are, but let both claim victory. Let history decide. No more shooting, no more death, no more vast and unsustainable sums of money spent, the president added. Zelensky...
Did they change their name to HB? My house is all HP. I live by HP.
Zelensky also left the meeting on Sunday without getting Trump to pledge to provide Ukraine with Tomahawk missiles, which are nuclear capable and have a range over 1,000 miles. By the way, if the U.S. gives Ukraine Tomahawk missiles, that's a major escalation of this war, because before they Zelensky is desperate to attack Russia directly. It's like, you do that, you attack Moscow, you're fucked. He's just gonna bulldoze you pretty quickly. Or St. Petersburg or any of the major cities in Russia. Zelensky wouldn't comment on the possibility of U.S. providing long-range weapons because the United States does not want an escalation. So that's the official position. But privately, Zelensky was asking for those Tomahawk missiles.
Escalation is their wet dream. Hello.
Oh, the U.S. have been itching.
They have been coveting that forever.
They've been itching for hot war with Russia since the 60s.
Uh-huh.
When Kennedy and Khrushchev came to that agreement the last second, right before, thing went to shit, within a year and a half, Kennedy was dead and Khrushchev was out of power. So it's like both the hardliners in both U.S. and Russia are desperate for a war, like a hot war with each other.
Yep.
But at least the Russians didn't kill Khrushchev.
No, they didn't.
Within a year and a half. So
again, Russia everyone acts like Russia's the big bad bully, and it's Ukraine.
Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Uh-huh.
Boogie, boogie, boogie. Oh, Putin's gonna take over the world. Zelensky was trying to do that.
Remember all the shit Rachel Maddow was doing on MSNBC? What if Russia did this, did that?
What if Russia... And it was Zelensky that was doing that.
Yeah, blatant lies. Like, Rachel was just speculating out of her ass. And that's,
I still remember when Max Blumenthal confronted Rachel Maddow a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
And she goes like this.
He's like...
I'm sorry, new glasses. These glasses aren't very good.
Yeah, who are you? Max Blumenthal? I don't know who you are, man. Leave me alone.
AI models.
By the way, I mean, this is why if you're a content creator, if you're making streaming or doing videos, don't use AI to aggregate your news.
No.
Terrible idea, because you end up getting embarrassed usually. Yeah. So this says AI models.
And speaking of AI, Have you guys seen the terrible AI wrestling videos lately that have been going viral?
No.
One with Martin Luther King
Yeah,
Jr.
Martin Luther King,
Jackson, Jim
Mr.
Cornette talked about
Rogers,
that.
and
Yeah, it was
all
terrible.
the
Yeah,
other the dead
I don't
wrestlers,
know. I
with
didn't see
Eddie
him.
Guerrero and Chris,
yeah,
who.
Chris
yeah.
Benoit.
It's awful.
Yeah,
It's awful. They look bad.
Oh,
uh,
I don't know. I
AI
didn't see him. Thank the goddess.
AI
it's best
models.
for you to avoid them.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI models misrepresent news events nearly half of the time. Study said.
Half the time.
Half
Yeah,
the time.
according to research, 45% of responses to questions about the news had at least one significant issue.
Who's the other 45%?
AI models such as ChatGPT routinely misrepresent news events, provide faulty responses to questions almost half the time. The study has found. This is why you don't use ChatGPT to source your news. If
Source
you're
your
too
news. That's
lazy,
right. You know who
you're
I
too
source my news through? Indy. And you guys.
yeah. This is the thing. I'll thank you for that. But this is the thing, though. I mean, there's a lot of content creators that I've been seeing using like Grok to aggregate
Oh,
their
yeah.
news.
Brock, is
And
this
that's a
Grok?
true?
terrible
Is this
idea.
true? Is this true? Is this true?
I'm so glad I don't do that. But the only
The-
thing I use AI for is, hey, ChatGPT, give me a catchy wrestling promo. Ooh, in the description field of my shit. So maybe if someone's watching it, they might read the description too.
Yeah, there's some uses for AI, but a news aggregator, no,
Nah.
Yeah.
it's a
Well, like
terrible
I
idea.
said before, the one thing that I think AI is useful for is like the phones when you get to edit, the photos or the other stuff.
Yeah, and there's some uses for it,
Yeah.
but to use it as a news aggregator, I've noticed a lot of content creators in this space have been doing that. I'm not naming anyone in particular, but I've noticed that it's like that's not a good idea, man. You're gonna be embarrassed one day when you because here's the thing with AI, these chat models, they get to know you as a person, so they aggregate stories and make stuff up to make to what's what I'm looking for to whatever I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
they try to become like humans and try to get the human emotion into it.
yeah,
And they
they're trying to
create a
validate.
database,
I get
basically.
it. They're trying to validate your worldview.
Yeah.
So if you're like me, if I use AI, they would make up news to make me happy, basically, because
Yeah, so you wouldn't be like, oh, they're a bunch of rich people. All rich people are pedophiles,
yeah.
like
So
me.
they would try to make me happy instead of telling me the truth, which is
Yeah,
why
rich
I
people
look at
are
story.
good. They
Here's the
actually
thing,
help poor people. No, they're trying to
here's the
kill us.
thing. I'm not lazy. Even though it's tough for me to, I'm not lazy. I can, I use Indies news aggregator, which is great. Antiwar.com is a great news aggregator, so I use them quite regularly too.
Gray
So
Zone as well.
yeah, so there's a lot of great news aggregators out there that actually put all the news together, so you don't have to go looking through 30 websites.
Yeah,
So
but you still, I think, not that you're late. You're not. I mean, you use Al Jazeera, you use anti-war, you use a lot
yeah,
of, indie, what I would call indie websites. So you do take your time and go through these websites and actually pull out, you know,
yeah,
here, there, over here, things that you have seen. Even this article itself. I mean, don't be lazy, guys. Don't just make AI. I mean, what I was hearing the other week that AI was helping people, like it was being their psych people,
hmm
therapists. They were being their therapists.
yeah.
If you need AI to be your therapist, you have issues. You need to go see a professional, not
Yeah, you
AI.
do. AI, 22 public media outlets representing 18 countries and 14 languages posed a common set of questions to AI assistants between late May and early June for the study. Overall, 45% of responses had at least one significant issue. Sourcing was the most common problem, with 31% of responses including information not supported by the cited source, or incorrect or unverifiable attribution, among other issues.
One
So,
thing that kind of drives me crazy is that when I search up something on Google, like is this true or not true or whatever, and then when it shows up in the AI, it'll like, for example, it'll say like yes, yes, it is true. But then when I go into deep dive AI, it'll be like no,
not
it's
true.
not true. It's like
No.
what is
I
it
also,
then?
you know what I also hate? I as a computer technician, blah, blah, blah. Let me try that again. So as a computer technician, sometimes I look up stuff and the Google AI will say, "Well, try this and this." I'm like, "I already fucking did that. I already fucking did that. That's
Yeah.
why I'm asking you.
Uh-huh.
So
A
yeah, it
lack of
drives me nuts. The other
yeah,
last thing I'll say about AI is they have AI also helping you parent your kids. Listen, if you need AI to parent your kids, give your kids up for adoption, baby,
this is the
because you
problem
are
with
not it.
AI. This is the problem with AI. It makes humans lazy and like, okay, the AI can do it, so I'm
Yeah,
not
the
gonna
AI
actually
will
do
tell me
it.
what to do with my kid. Oh, smack him around. Okay. Come
Yeah, so
on.
it's
You
just
don't need an AI.
We live
so
in a cartoon, folks.
We live in a
if
cartoon
you're
world. That's right.
if you're considering getting into space or you're considering becoming a content creator, don't use AI as a news aggregator. That's my advice. Just put in the effort, put in the work. And use the news aggregators I just mentioned here. So they're actually
Although one thing I will say that was hilarious in response to the No Kings protest was when when Donald Trump showed himself, flying a jet and then using excrement all over
Oh,
yeah,
well.
Trump just owned them, no problem, and
yeah.
so there's just not, it's just. By the way, no King's protest. What's your if a protest has a point? You
It
want to
wasn't a
ask the
protest;
government
it
for
was a
something.
parade or whatever it was.
Yeah, they didn't ask the government for anything.
No,
It just, oh yeah, we hate Trump. Basically, it's like, well,
yeah.
that's not a reason why to protest.
Yeah,
I
a
mean,
reason to protest would be no. If Trump, well, they are, but all the rich are acting like kings, and they're telling you what to do, and they're like little puppets and
And
stuff.
there's still people with signs saying if Kamala was president, we wait, hold on,
they
just
would be out to brunch. I saw
Yeah,
that
they would be
sign.
after brunch. I've seen
yeah,
that
They
too. Yeah.
literally
be
admitted
after
that.
brunch, yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what we've been fucking saying, you fucking dumbasses.
yeah, and
We
they're
don't
and they're
want you to be
confirming
out to
it for
brunch. We
us.
want you to do your fucking job and help poor people, but you won't do that because you're too fucking rich and you hate poor people.
Yep. A lack of accuracy was the next biggest contributor to faulty answers, affecting 20% of responses, following by the absence of appropriate context with 14%. Gemini had the most significant issues, mainly due to sourcing, with 76% of the responses affected, according to the study. All the AI models studied made basic factual errors, according to the research. Yeah, the cited errors include perplexity, claiming that that surrogacy is illegal in the Czech Republic, and ChatGPT naming Pope Francis as the sitting pontiff months after his death. Jesus Christ.
And
uh,
so the game one of the World Series just started, just so I
oh,
bring up the news.
interesting. I didn't even know the World Series started tonight because
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
I've been unplugged most of the week. OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, and Perplexity did not immediately respond to requests for comments. In a forward to the report, Jean-Philippe de Tender, the EBU's deputy general, and Pete Archer, the head of AI at the BBC, called on tech firms to do more to reduce errors in their products. They have not prioritized this issue and must do now. Blah blah blah.
And what are you going to
So
do something about it? Well, nothing.
no. We're not gonna spend the money probably. The rise of dis and misinformation and AI generated content more than ever blurs the boundaries of what real and what's not. This is supposed a major issue.
Wait. Hendrix? Wait, what the fuck? Is that a typo?
Yeah, probably yeah. No, actually, it did it twice, so I'm guessing that's his
Oh,
name.
okay. Well, I guess.
So yeah, this poses a major issue for media practitioners, regulators, and educators that needs urgent care and attention. Which is why I don't use AI for my news because I'm a media practitioner, maybe definitely because I do a show about the news, so I don't use AI. So that's why it doesn't really affect me, but it does affect a lot of people. So yeah, don't you? If you're a new content creator, don't use AI. Horrible idea. You're going to be embarrassed one day, and you lose credibility because you used AI. You got lazy. So
That's right. I mean, get your news from Indie, from from Angel, from Indie, from anyone. Just any of the indie guys.
Any news that isn't mainstream media.
Yeah, don't get it from Fox News, MSNBC, and don't do that.
Tell your father that.
I'm
or
trying.
or the don't use these PMC liberal like outlets like the Young
Oh,
Turks or
Kit
Kyle
Cabela is the other
Kalinske
one I
or
was thinking of.
yeah,
Make
Kit
sure you get
Below.
your from
Yeah,
news
he's
from
good
Kit.
too.
And stop
But
watching Kyle Kowinski. Since
Yeah, oh,
definitely,
turned into a fucking
Ugh. Ugh.
definitely, because he's just a lunatic now, and he's a lolcow. So, anyways, this is from Peru. Peru has been going through a lot of political upheaval lately. They've had like 7 presidents in the last 7 years.
Oh my
They've impeached 3 of them already. They've
Oh,
impeached 3 presidents and removed them from office. 2 are in prison right now for alleged crimes they committed while president.
so they've pretty
And
much been having
it's just a mess.
different president for each year. That's what it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So they elected President Dina Boluarte, but guess what? Boluarte, who was removed from office on October 10th, faces accusations of corruption and abandoning her office.
How about those people stop voting for them?
Is a lot of it's also political by their Congress, because usually if the opposing party is in power in Congress, if the president is in a separate party, they usually impeach him, and they'll make up reasons in Peru. So unlike here in the US, when Democrats impeached Trump twice, but he wasn't convicted in the Senate, so that's why there's this. But as soon as Democrats take power in the House again, they're going to go right back to impeachments, and we got that to look forward to again, which I won't cover, by the way, because I have no
Well, they
interest
may not
in
take the
fake.
House and Senate back, possibly.
Oh, I don't think they will either, but it's possible they will. So if they do, we got another impeachment inquiry to look forward to, which I will not cover because I don't care, because Trump is not getting convicted anyways. So
That is
a
true,
judge,
and they will not remove him because he is the puppet, and they are the
And
puppeteers.
Bernie will be like, we got to do something with Trump. He's evil, corrupt, he's abortion.
a judge
Speaking of
in
which,
Peru.
did
Go
you
ahead.
see recently Bernie was with Tim Dillon, and he admitted that Trump was doing better on immigration than Biden, even though he never said anything bad about Biden.
Here's the thing, Bernie is his original
Bernie's such a
positions
cuck.
in 2016 was similar to Trump's position on immigration.
Yeah.
So that's what people Democrats don't want you to know. The Bernie Sanders 2016 had similar positions to Trump when it comes to immigration. So I wonder if Bernie would have followed through the way Trump has, but it's really interesting. He had the same positions pretty much.
No,
He probably
I'm a
wouldn't,
cuck. I will be a cuck for the rest of
but
my
he
life.
never became
Okay.
president. So no. A judge in Peru has rejected the bid to prevent former President Dina Boluarte from leaving the country, while state prosecutors investigate her for alleged abuse of office and money laundering. Boluarte, one of the world's least popular leaders, was ousted from her presidency last week when Congress voted 122-0 in favor of her removal.
Wow.
That's how unpopular she was. She left office with approval ratings ranging between 2 and 4%, amid growing unrest over insecurity as transport workers and young people protested rising extortions and murders.
Meanwhile, Nicolas Maduro is still president of Venezuela, despite all
he's
the
very popular. But what happened in Peru? What's
But I
going
thought
on is
Wando was gonna do it.
well, what's going on in Peru is they're doing basically like extortion.
Who
Their
the fuck
criminals
is
are
that?
extorting people and kidnapping people too. On Wednesday, Judge Fernando Valdez struck down a request from Peru's state office in a hearing arguing that Boluarte did not present a flight risk and the request was unfounded. Boluarte faced a series of criminal accusations and denied any wrongdoing. Prosecutors have sought to prevent Boluarte from leaving the
Of
country over
course.
investigations that she allegedly collected money from a criminal group and failed to notify Congress during a surgery. In the latter case,
during a surgery, what?
yeah, I'm gonna explain. In the latter case, Boluarte was accused of abandoning her post for 2 weeks in July 2023 while she underwent a rhinoplasty, aka a nose job. Prosecutors
so she
say
had elective surgery, and she kind of went, fuck you.
She
Did she
disappeared.
go through a gore?
Allegedly.
Nah, just kidding.
A rhino. Prosecutors say she did not notify Congress nor appoint a caretaker president. So she was just gone for 2 weeks. And usually
And they
how it
don't have
works here
a-
in the U.S.
They don't have a
She's gone. We can't find her.
they don't have a vice president. They just kind of have a president. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't think. I
Because
don't
if
think
something
they have
happens,
a
if Trump
P.
goes under the needle, guess what? Yeah, Vance is
J.D.
it.
Vance takes office. He's called the
Yeah.
acting president. So
Well,
Trump
like
wakes
I
up
said
from,
before, I think I mentioned it.
from
obviously,
anesthesia.
J.D. Vance is
Not under the needle. I meant to say under the
But-
knife.
But I'd rather have him. I think if I had to choose, I'd rather have him over Trump because he's not as crazy. He's not going to say all the weird things, you know.
Vance is a pedophile, guys.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just saying
Pedophile.
compared to Trump, he's not as crazy, if you know what I mean.
Okay, he doesn't say crazy things.
Yeah.
That just means he's more of a psychopath.
Again, I'm not saying. Again, I'm
stupid.
saying he's full of shit.
I know, little brother. I'm picking on you because I get
over other allegations concern questions of corruption. There has been a scrutiny over the origins of her collection of luxury Rolex watches. By the way, Rolexes are worth they start out at $10,000. They're not cheap. You know, you're not getting a Rolex for a few $100s. So her government's also accused of using excessive force against a deadly protest that erupted in support of her predecessor, Pedro Castillo, who was also impeached and removed from office in December 2022. So there's right there two impeachments.
I wish we could do that.
Removal.
But it would be a revolving door, you know.
Yeah, it'd be a revolving door of presidents. I mean, just like this, it'd be political instability, and we would have 7 presidents in 7 years, kind of like we do in Peru. The night of removal from office. I think
you meant to say so sad, not go sad.
Last week, a crowd that had gathered outside Ecuador's embassy in Lima amid speculation that Boluarte could seek asylum with the neighboring country. So, Peru has faced many years of political turmoil with 7 presidents in as many years. 3 ex-leaders are behind bars, and more than half of Peru's also deeply unpopular congressional representatives are under investigation by state prosecutors.
Yeah, but there is one silver lining for this, is they can literally, you know, oh, you don't like your president? How about this guy? How about this girl? You know, ours is just like, a revolving door of pedophiles.
Yep. So there you go. They
oh, you don't like this pedophile? How about this pedophile?
Uh-huh. So yeah, so
you
that's
you get a pedophile. Everybody gets a pedophile.
Everybody gets a pedophile. And then you get killed or gets deleted because Elon Musk don't like you. And now they're just gays.
Let's get to Donald Trump's his another bombing in Latin America in the ocean. This is the 9th time now that he's done this since the last month or so. Trump suggests U.S. strikes.
Whoever's keeping count of my suck a dick, that makes 5. Sorry. Bye.
Trump suggests U.S. strikes and alleged drug shipments on land are coming soon. The U.S. is expected to bomb Venezuela with the goal of ousting Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. President Trump on Wednesday suggested that the U.S. strikes and alleged drug shipments on land could be coming soon amid the U.S. bombing campaign targeting boats in Latin America.
But you have no evidence. You have no evidence that there is any drugs or any drug shipments going through these fucking shit that they're bombing.
And of course, I saw recent clips of, Tulsi Gabbard on board with Trump and the Venezuela, which again, another position or whatever that she had against when she was running for president, and it's all switched. So
again, she's just another pedophile.
I don't know about that.
The U.S. is preparing of a blah. The president also claimed to the reporters at the White House that he had legal authority to launch the strikes, but Congress hasn't authorized a bombing campaign, which the Constitution requires for launching a war. Trump said he may notify Congress of plans to strike on land targets.
He may,
It didn't say that he would seek authorization.
War, you know, I think people forget this, but if we all learn this in school, it's Congress who declares war, not the fucking president.
Yeah. The last properly.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, the last properly declared war was World War II.
World War II.
Because FDR went to Congress for war declaration
and
of war.
And it was against Germany first, and then they kind of like, well, let's just do this bullshit with the Japanese.
And you know who would be on board with Trump with the Maduro stuff? Bernie, because remember he repeatedly said that Maduro's the problem, and he has to go and all that stuff.
Yeah, he went along with that whole bullshit with Juan Guaido. People didn't even know who the fuck he was. They're like, who the hell is Juan Guaido?
So again, these days, because of the War Powers Act, the president does pretty much have the authority to bomb and invade whatever country he wants.
Yeah, now
all he has to do is give Congress, he has to tell Congress within 60 days. That's all he has to do.
It's like,
and Congress is like, okay.
Yeah,
they're like to Trump, like, hey Trump, here's the right button. Boom.
Yeah, in Congress just basically rubber
Oh,
stamps
that
it.
gives a Coke.
Either Democrat, doesn't matter Democrat or Republican in charge. They'll just rubber stamp whatever
And that's
war
why
the
people
president
need to
starts.
stop, acting like, Democrats are better and Republicans are Republicans
Yeah, they'll
better.
rubber stamp everything the
Yeah.
president does, pretty much.
It's
When it
not-
comes to
Yeah.
war, at
It's
least.
bullshit. It's all about class warfare, not
Yeah.
the
Right?
party.
And they hate poor people, and poor people
will-
nothing, be happy, and eat sea bugs.
Quote unquote, we will hit them very hard when they come in by land, and they haven't experienced that yet. But now we are totally prepared to do that. We will probably go back to Congress and explain exactly why we're doing when they come to land.
Why?
The president said.
Trump,
So
we already know that you hate fucking Venezuela.
So basically, he's just saying, "Hey, I may down the road maybe tell Congress about
It's all
this,
it's
but
all about
probably
the
not.
oil. It's
I
all-
may, if I feel
Yeah,
like it,
definitely.
when I'm raping a king.
When I feel like it, I'll tell the Congress why I did it, but I don't have to really do anything right now. So, especially when the government is shut down still. Let's not,
and Mr. Rose for a second. I don't know what happened.
I did not freeze.
I
Nobody
didn't
froze
know
on my
that.
end.
Yeah, the president previously told Congress that he believes the U.S. is now in an armed conflict with drug cartels. Trump has framed the airstrike as self-defense, pointing to a large number of drug overdoses in the U.S., but they are primarily caused by fentanyl and other synthetic opiates, which don't come from Venezuela. Something Senator Rand Paul, of Kentucky,
Yeah,
who have been very critical.
Only was Ron Paul, because Rand Paul,
Yeah.
he's no.
Ron Paul was still a shell of himself, but Rand Paul is worse.
Yeah. A lot of people supported Ron Paul in 2016. I mean,
Right,
I would
like
consider
Bernie.
it. I would have considered it, but
2012, a lot of people loved him in 2012.
Yeah, because he was like the sheepdog herder of the Republican Party. He was saying all the right things, just like Bernie did in 2016. So yeah, I remember Jesse. He endorsed Ron Paul back in 2012.
Ventura?
Yeah, Jesse Ventura. He was a big Ron Paul supporter. And then, of course, Ron Paul, I guess, got his mind right and got old and, stepped aside. And now Rand Paul is like he's like a puppet.
I still can't get out of my head that Jesse Ventura endorsed Kamala, and it was all because of
I know. It was a heartbreaker for us all.
There's no fentanyl made in Venezuela, not just a little bit. There's none being made. These are outboard boats that, in order to get them to Miami, they would have to stop and refuel 20 times. Rand Paul told British journalist Piers Morgan this week. So
he's correct on that.
Yeah, he's right. It's all likely going to Trinidad and Tobago. There's a lot of reasons to be worried about this. Number one is the broader principle of when can you kill people indiscriminately when there's a war. That's why we need to declare war. It's supposed to be done by Congress, and not supposed to be done willy-nilly. When there's a war, you just kill people in a war zone.
With Trump.
So. Yeah, there are rules of engagement.
Even if they didn't agree with it, they would, or even if they still had that clause that the president has to, yield to Congress. Congress still gonna, suck their dicks and do
Which
it.
includes Adam Schiff, Debbie Washington Schultz.
Yeah.
All the
they all will rubber stamp it pretty much. Since September 2nd, the U.S. has bombed at least 7 boats in the Caribbean, one in the Eastern Pacific near Colombia, extrajudicially executing 34 people at sea, according to numbers released by the Trump administration.
Soon, Trump's gonna bomb all those places. He's gonna run out of fucking bombs.
Just like Obama.
Yeah. Obama did. He ran out of bombs. I mean, that's how much he was bombing. According to numbers released by the Trump administration, without providing evidence to back up his claims about the targets. Sources told the Washington Post that any U.S. airstrikes in Venezuela would likely first target alleged trafficker encampments or clandestine airstrips, but the regime change remains the ultimate goal. Obviously.
Bullshit. You know who they're really going to target? The innocent people, the civilians. They don't give a fuck about drug traffickers. They are helping the drug traffickers because who is taking those drugs? Mr. and Mrs. America.
Mm-hmm.
It also reminds me when they tried to overthrow, who's that guy from Bolivia? Forgot his name right now.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
We'll
think of it at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll text you at 4 o'clock.
Evo Morales.
Evo Morales. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
pick him at 4 a.m.
they
Elon
replaced.
Musk will cool whoever we want to. Remember that tweet?
Yeah.
They replaced Evo Morales with some Christian nationalist, white woman. Eventually, she's in prison now for participating in the coup. But
Erica Kirk.
Didn't Joe Biden get her out, or did? Because I remember.
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember that. I mean, maybe he did, but I don't remember that in particular. Whoops. Let me see. Obama.
Kieran. I don't know if Jesse thought of himself back in pro wrestling, but it was a big heartbreak when he literally said, "Yeah, I'm going to endorse Tim Walz and Kamala."
Yeah.
I think they got to him, and I think they got to his wife Teresa.
I mean, I could understand why Walls, because Minnesota. I could
Yeah, there's a
understand,
connection there.
but Kamala,
Yeah, but
and also explaining, no policy, it's just the identity politics.
but Jesse would hate
Yeah.
everything that Tim Walz did and stood for.
Yeah.
He literally was not a frogman. He was barely in. He wasn't in any wars.
I mean,
Jesse
he
was
Stolen
in the
valor.
Vietnam.
He did.
For fuck's sakes.
Yeah,
He
so
did. He did.
that was
he
more of a
did
shocker
stole-
for me.
Yeah.
He did stolen valor, which basically like he claimed the rank that he wasn't, which is one of the worst things you can do.
Right.
I remember I was interested in him running for third party in 2020 because Howie Hawkins was such a horrible candidate.
Oh God, he was.
Oh God, I hated
The
third
Green
parties
Party.
after that.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah,
I wanted
there's
Jesse
no.
but
So basically, there's no turning back, according to the administration, unless Maduro is essentially not in power. A person familiar with the administration's deliberations.
he tried that once, it didn't work. It's not gonna
Well,
happen.
but this is
this
their
time-
wet dream, guys. This
Yeah,
is
this
their wet
time-
dream. They've always wanted regime change.
So the first Trump administration did the Juan Guaido bullshit president thing.
Right.
Now they just said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna bomb the shit out of them and kill Maduro," basically. So
They're going to kill civilians too. They're going to kill everybody. So another genocide. Here we go.
Yeah. The U.S. has built up a significant force in the Caribbean, Puerto Rico.
Elon Musk? What did Elon Musk say?
We'll coup whoever we want to.
Yeah, we'll coup whoever we want. I remember that. As
Oh,
flown
is that
heavy
what he
bombers.
said?
Yeah,
yeah,
fuck
they
that
did say
pedophile.
that. Yeah.
That's what I mentioned.
Special operation.
Thing when
It was from Bolivia in particular, because Bolivia has a major cobalt. They have a bunch of cobalt there, so they need, and we need that for our computers and our smartphones and our Tesla vehicles and smart vehicles and all that stuff. So we need
Good thing I can't afford a Tesla.
Yeah, or military stuff like the airplanes and the tanks and stuff like that. So that's why they did the coup and put some white Christian nationalists in charge, and she became president and gave the U.S. exactly what they wanted, or Elon Musk in particular. The U.S. has built up a significant force in the Caribbean, has flown heavy bombers and special operations forces helicopters near Venezuela, which officials say is a part of a psychological campaign against Maduro. Leaks about what the U.S. is preparing to launch airstrikes in Venezuela and Trump signing off on a covert CIA operation inside the country, which we talked about last week, are also a part of the PSYOPs aimed at Maduro and the Venezuelan people. The U.S. is hoping by raising the bounty Maduro said to $50 million and increasing the military pressure, someone in the inner circle will turn on him or he will step down voluntarily. But that's unlikely to happen. The U.S. continues to move towards a full-blown war in Venezuela.
I think he's just laughing his ass off right now.
Yeah, go ahead, motherfuckers. Come at me.
He's basically militarizing the entire country.
I still can't believe that they actually succeeded on Assad. I never thought that would actually happen.
I mean, they've literally been on both sides of that war too.
Yeah, that came about so quickly that I was shocked by how quickly that came about.
Yeah,
I mean,
I remember some of the
Assad wasn't quick enough.
I remember some of the Palestinian accounts were in favor of that. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Assad would have been one of their top allies.
Yeah,
because he's
and
he's
he
Arabic.
Was for many years, wasn't he?
You obviously don't have to like him, but he was the real leader of Syria.
Yeah, but
elected him.
The Assad family has been running Syria for decades. His dad ran Syria for decades. So
right,
and now Bashar al-Assad took over from his father. And Syria was apparently a fantastic country to live in before what happened, of course.
Before what happened, and the Americans fucked it up.
I know Reef and Colin interviewed a woman who lived in Syria for years, and it was like it's just like the U.S., especially the capital. There's no difference between here and the U.S. Obviously, there's no freedom of speech. They can't criticize Assad, but
Well, I
everything
mean,
else is pretty
really,
much the
there's no
same.
freedom of speech here. Trump gets a little fucking bitchy ass about him. You know, if you say anything about him, even if you're a comedian.
And there's definitely no freedom of speech in Saudi Arabia as well.
No, no, oh God, no.
Again, there's
Uh,
nothing really here either. We're
Yeah, no,
losing
but
yeah,
it.
Saudi Arabia
Iran.
is even worse.
So Iran, China, Russia send letter to the UN marking the official end of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. The three countries criticized the E3 nations for triggering the snapback mechanism of the deal.
Is that
Uh,
is that who they were talking to? Vanessa? Um,
Vanessa Beeley, I think. Yeah, I remember now.
Really?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she lived in Syria for years. That's who Reef and Colin interviewed a few months ago.
okay.
So
Oh, nice.
that's where I got that from.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
so
of
thank you
course
for
America
that.
had to
Yeah,
go and fuck it up. That's
yeah,
probably what you said.
yeah.
Not in those words, but
On Saturday, Iran, Russia, and China sent a letter to the UN Security Council declaring the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, known as the
Oh
JCPOA, is
God,
officially
not another
expired.
letter.
The official
be quiet, or
termination,
I will get a sternly worded letter to you.
the official termination of the JCPOA comes after 7 years after the U.S. unilaterally quit the deal during the first Trump administration in 2018. In the
And then
letter, the
Joe
three
Biden didn't
countries
bring it back. Remember?
No, he didn't bring it back. It's amazing. I mean, he was Obama's vice president when they came to that deal, and
Yeah.
he never brought us back to the deal.
Again, his
Like,
higher superiors, the rich, the wealthy, told him, "Don't you do it." Biden went, "New phone. Who this?"
uh-huh.
Sorry,
The three countries.
what was the last part you said?
I said, of course he didn't, because his handlers told him, "Don't do this. Don't go back into this deal." And he went, "New phone. Who this?"
Well, the last part, the last two words you said, that's what I meant, or whatever you said. I couldn't.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
In the letter, the three countries condemned France, the UK, and Germany, known as the E3, for triggering the snapback mechanism, the JCPOA, which reimposed UN Security Council sanctions that were lifted back in 2015. Russia and China's opposition to the move signals they will not follow the sanctions, which includes an arm embargo. The attempt by the E3 to trigger the so-called snapback is by default legally and procedurally flawed. Iran, China, and Russia said, adding that the E3 ceased to perform their commitments under the JCPOA and the UN Security Council Resolution 2231, which endorsed the agreement and created the snapback
That's not the
mechanism.
E3 I'm thinking of. I know what you.
Yeah, I know what you probably
C3
thinking of.
video. Okay, no.
The ability to snap back to sanctions would have expired with the JCPOA, which is why the E3 countries ensured they were reimposed beforehand, a step that they likely took at the behest of the U.S. The sanctions came just a few months before the 12-day U.S.-Israeli war against Iran, which involved the U.S. bombing of Iranian nuclear facilities. Iran, Russia, and China told the Security Council that the end of the JCPOA and the conclusion of Resolution 2231 marks the end of the Security Council's consideration of the Iran nuclear issue and contributes to strengthening the authority of the Council and the credibility of multilateral diplomacy. Iran's foreign ministry also released a statement that said all of the provisions of the deal, including the restrictions on Iranian nuclear program and the related mechanisms, are considered terminated. The foreign ministry reiterated that Tehran was still open for diplomacy over its nuclear program, though any diplomatic progress of the U.S. is unlikely due to the Trump administration's demands.
Yeah, I mean, they were
Iran,
adhering to the deal. They were, when we were in the deal, they were adhering
yeah,
to it. They were, I mean, they had inspectors like Scott, oh shit, Scott,
Scott.
Scott
Bar-
Oh,
Ritter. Scott
Ritter.
Ritter?
Thank you. Yes,
yeah.
Scott Ritter. They had people like Scott Ritter saying they were adhering to the deal. They were doing the deal to the T. I mean, they had inspectors in there and they let them look at everything. You know, it's not like, no, you
Mhm.
cannot go here. Yes, of course. I mean, they had
Yeah,
inspectors go in there and they were adhering to the deal.
Iran.
It's really strange, though. You know, the attacks happened with Iran and Israel earlier in the year, and now all of a sudden it's just we've forgotten about it, apparently. So,
Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for
it's not.
Iran to kick the shit out of
Yeah,
Israel
we
again.
it's pretty much out of the news because everybody focused on Iran, on Israel and Gaza, which I'll get to in a moment. That's
I mean,
why
and that's something
everybody's
we should
focused on
focus on
that.
because there's a
Yeah,
genocide happening. But no, I
yeah.
still remember I'm waiting for Iran to be like, Israel, I told you to stop this shit.
Fuck around and find
Iran,
out.
Fuck around and
yeah,
find out. That's
Iran.
right.
Iran remains a signatory to the Non-Proliferation Treaty, and its leadership has reaffirmed in recent months that Tehran is not seeking nuclear weapons, and is still bound by Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khomeini's fatwa that prohibits the development of nuclear weapons. Israel, which is always accusing Iran of moving forward to nuclear weapons, is not a
There's the
signatory
evidence.
to the
There's the evidence
NPT,
right here.
and
Right
he has a secret
What, your
nuclear weapons
fingers?
stockpile, only
here.
making it the only nuclear armed country in the Middle East. So Israel still won't acknowledge a nuclear program, nuclear weapons, and even though it's obvious they have, we all know they have them. I mean, just
Israel
admit
has
it.
it. Yeah, we know
Yeah.
Israel has it.
Also,
But
didn't Netanyahu yet again accuse Iran for having weapons of mass destruction? Didn't he do
I
that yet
didn't,
again?
I didn't hear that, but he
I
probably
didn't. Yeah, I
did.
didn't hear that, but I'm sure he
But I
did
would
because he's
assume
a
he
piece of
did.
shit. He
Yeah.
has the weapons of mass destruction. Iran does not. They just have missiles that will fuck your country up. So look out, BB, because you're next. Mac, I get it that he was a weapons inspection for Iraq, but he did also collaborate that there were people in Iran who were investigating, and they let them do exactly what they were supposed to do, which was make sure that they didn't get a nuclear weapon. They were adhering to the
Hmm.
deal. I didn't mean that Scott Ritter was in there investigating. I meant, they had people
Yeah,
in there that
I,
were,
I, I knew
yeah,
what you meant initially because I was like, well, Scott Ritter was in Iraq, not Iran. But I
yeah.
think I got your point. Overall, Putin brushes off new U.S. sanctions, issue warning on Tomahawk missiles. The Russian leader said Ukraine Tomahawk strikes will be met with an overwhelming response. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday brushed off the sanctions imposed by the U.S. targeting two Russian oil companies and issued a new warning against a potential U.S. supply of Tomahawk missiles to
Yeah,
Ukraine.
don't fuck with Russia, just like
Yeah,
Iran.
regarding the new sanctions, there's nothing new about it. Yes, they are serious for us and may have certain consequences, but they would not significantly impact our economic health, Putin said, according to Russian news agency TASS or TASS. Again, none of these sanctions work. I mean, the Russian economy is doing well. I
Is
mean,
booming. It
yeah,
is booming. The ruble is literally
no,
doing better than it has in 80 years.
yeah. So Russia does not need the Western markets in order to be fine. So they do business with India, China, Iran.
Oh, but
They
we're
do
supposed to
business
hate
with those
Russia. We're
countries.
supposed to hate China.
Yeah,
No, China and Russia are not my enemy. The rich are
China.
my enemy.
China.
China.
yeah, I agree.
China.
China.
The Trump
The ninth
administration
wonder
called.
of the city or the
Uh-huh.
world. There you go.
What?
The Trump administration called on Russia to end this war in Ukraine when it issued the sanctions and threatened more becoming if the conflict continues. But the measure unlikely to have much impact since Russia has been under Western sanctions for years and is prepared to face more.
I
Putin,
wonder what if anything new is happening with or anything new is happening with Fiorella lately in Russia.
yeah, I'm sure it. I mean, I haven't really seen her videos recently, but I'm sure she. Last time I heard, she liked it better in Russia than here in the U.S. So,
I mean, they were nice
uh,
to Tara Reid.
yeah,
Remember
that
when Tara
too.
Reid got stuck over there? She's like, yeah, this is a nice place.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's
I
Putin
really not
also
remember
what we
Tucker
said.
think it
Carlson.
is.
He went over to Russia to show how much.
Oh, and he was like bragging, oh, I'm in a Russian grocery store, Look at
It
this.
was like he was. It was like he was shocked that Russia had grocery stores
Yeah,
and
I
never
know.
fully.
It's just like
It
when
was weird.
Bill Burr did that with Saudi Arabia. It's like there's a KFC, a Starbucks, Burger
Holy shit!
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
duh.
These people
He
are
was
eating
shocked by
bugs?
that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Putin also said the sanctions will harm U.S.-Russia relations. Yeah, this already harmed.
Yeah, sorry, Putin.
Speaking about the political part, then certainly this is not an unfriendly act against Russia. It is obvious thing and does not strengthen the U.S.-Russia relations that have just started recovering. Certainly, the U.S. administration harms Russia-U.S. relations by such actions. He
But
said.
I'm glad Putin
Th-
knows that there are people in America who are level headed and we don't see Russia as our
mhm,
enemy. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that Putin at least can think outside the box and, oh, not every American hates Russia. No, we don't.
No.
But remember, Putin's a madman, and we gotta stop him.
Yep.
Suck a dick. No, not you. Just people
They're
who
not
say that.
stopping. They're not stopping Putin. I
That
mean,
was
come
what
on.
Jamal Bowman said, and look what
Oh
happened.
Yeah,
God, yeah, that
Putin
guy.
discussing the possibility of U.S. providing Ukraine with Tomahawk missiles. Putin said any Ukrainian Tomahawk strike will be met with an overwhelming response. If Russian territory is hit with such weapon, the response will be very serious, if not outright overwhelming.
Yeah, and you don't fuck with Putin.
Yeah,
He will get you 10 times worse.
President Trump appeared to have cooled on the idea of supplying Ukraine with Tomahawks, which are nuclear capable and have a range over 1,000 miles. The problem is with Tomahawks, a lot of people don't know. It'll take a minimum of 6 months to a year to learn how to use, he told reporters on Wednesday. The only way a Tomahawk's going to be shot if we shoot it.
How does he know it would take 6 months or a year?
Yeah, apparently it's hard. It's hard to find those things. And Trump is admitting, if Russia gets attacked with a Tomahawk missile, basically so that's just starting a hot war.
Well, he's
right
going to
there.
hold us responsible, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
He's already said that. He's going to hold us responsible.
We have the oil. Cut the mic. Cut the mic.
According
we
to
are
media
keeping
reports,
the oil.
According to media reports, the U.S. has been supporting long-range Ukrainian drone and missile strikes on Russian territory. Trump has denied a Wall Street Journal report that said he was backing the missile strikes. The Ukrainian military claims that they used British-provided Storm Shadow missiles in an attack on a Russian chemical plant, which requires U.S. targeting data. So, again, they're using the UK as like a proxy, but it's really the U.S.
Well, that's because after the British, after our Revolutionary War, British was kind of our butt buddies.
Yeah.
The British literally wanted to be Americans for some reason. They gave us nice things like the Beatles and, the Rolling Stones, but they've been our butt buddies since.
So far, Dodgers lead 1-0 on top of the second, and the bases are loaded. So,
oops. So now a new plan. The U.S. is considering a plan to split Gaza into two, with one controlled by Israel and another one by Hamas.
No.
Under the plan, it's a horrible idea. Yeah, I agree, but under the plan, reconstruction can only happen if the Israeli occupied area into Hamas disarms.
They're just going to put Israeli shit there. Trump wants to put a fucking hotel over there. Fuck.
No, that's what they're looking. DiCaprio's doing.
Yeah, also that too. Yeah. The Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday that the U.S. and Israel are considering a plan for Gaza that would divide the Palestinian territory into two, one controlled by Hamas, another one controlled by the Israeli military.
Did you see the post that I shared in the group earlier today about this upcoming Palestinian film?
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, it looks good. I mean,
you can
I didn't get to see
pull up the trailer here if we have time, when we get a chance. So.
I don't know whether I can play that without copyright issues, but under the plan, reconstruction can only take place in the Israeli-occupied area until Hamas disarms. No reconstruction funds will be going to areas that Hamas controls. Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law.
Shut the fuck up, Kushner.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Kushner, you
President
fucking dick
Trump's
sucker.
Son-in-law, who's been deeply involved in Gaza negotiations, told a reporter in Israel on Tuesday. Why is he involved in these negotiations? He's not part of the government.
Because he's Jewish. Because
he's not part of the government. He's not part of the U.S. government anymore. Yeah,
doesn't matter.
But why is he even involved? I don't know. But
he sucks the right dick and gets away with it.
I don't know if you heard. I don't know if we discussed this last week. If it happened last week, but but Emily Austin, the one who got paid $7,000 for Israel.
Oh, are you fucking? Is that a real thing? These people got paid like $7,000 to propagandize people.
Yeah.
Give me $7,000.
Put up a recent clip on Twitter. I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. She said she's something about something girls for Cuomo. It was an ad for Cuomo.
They really got to her. I wonder what kind of blackmail they got on her.
They are considerations happening in the area that IDF controls. As long as that can be secured, to start construction as New Gaza in order to give the Palestinians living in Gaza a place to go. A place to get jobs.
You don't give a fuck about them, Kushner.
Bullshit. Total bullshit. The journal report said Arab mediators are alarmed by the plan because they fear dividing Gaza.
Every time when people say there's no genocide in Gaza, just show all those images of Gaza being destroyed.
Yeah, it's made. Yeah,
please, but don't show the kids. Okay, I am a mom. Have mercy on me.
Yeah. Just show all the destroyed.
I saw some more of the. They're like toddlers who were. I was like, nope, sorry, stop doing this. Because every time I do that, every time I see those images on X, I'm sorry, I gotta go hug my son.
But the
They-
one who enjoys it though is of course Randy Fine.
Oh, he can go
Yeah, of
suck a
course he
dick.
does.
He probably does.
Fearing, they
No,
fear God.
I think that's 7 or 8 by now. 7 or 8.
They fear dividing Gaza could lead to more of a permanent Israeli control inside Palestinian territory. They're unlikely to commit to deploying troops as a part of the peacekeeping force if the U.S. and Israel move forward with the idea. A long-term or permanent Israeli military occupation of parts of Gaza could also lead to the reestablishment of Jewish settlements in the Strip,
You
something
don't
settler leaders
say.
and the officials in the Israeli government make clear they want.
Of course.
They will be.
That's
There
why there's
will
a
be.
genocide happening.
Yeah, there will be Jewish settlements in Gaza. Israeli finance minister Bezalel Smotrich, he's a piece of
Who's a
shit,
fucking pedophile.
said a few days ago after the ceasefire went into effect. The Israeli
Pedophile.
newspaper Haaretz said in an analysis of Kushner's version of for Gaza that would plan that the plan would amount to something like the West Bankification of Gaza, a scenario that has become dangerously more likely since the ceasefire came into
Which
effect.
means genocide for all involved.
Gaza has already been effectively divided into two, with Israel controlling 58% of the territory,
Because
and
they
Hamas
have
has
a better military.
reestablished control in areas the IDF withdrew from.
There is
Israel-backed
no
gangs
Hamas.
and militias are also controlling territory under the IDF protection in the Israeli-occupied area.
I am
It's
so sick
So
of this. There is
stupid.
this
no
is a new
Hamas.
plan.
It's
This is
Stop
a
it.
new plan.
It's also really
This is
stupid
bullshit.
when all those IDF female soldiers, when you see them all dancing and all this cringy stuff, it's
Yeah.
Like our military, I'm surprised they don't get raped.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, by their own people. I mean, I don't mean like, Gaza's doing that. No, they literally rape Gazans.
Well,
Because they're pedophiles.
I do remember what the U.S. military did to that soldier who used to be an NFL player. You know who I'm talking about, Angel.
Pat Tillman, yeah.
Pat Tillman, yeah. He was
Yeah, he
killed by
was-
friendly fire.
Yeah.
And they made a martyr out of him and said, oh, well, he got killed by the terrorists. No, he didn't. His own guy shot him.
Yeah.
So
He was
stick that in
killed
your
by-
pipe and smoke it.
I remember
gave up.
it was Super Bowl 57. I think it was 57. They did that to him, and I was like, "Oh, come on!" They're
They'll
showing
do
that,
anything.
oh, he died a hero or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
no,
they
that's not.
Well,
how
I'm sure he died a hero, but his own men shot him.
Yeah.
So Israel is bombing in Lebanon again. They just killed 3 people for no reason.
Or
That's
Saudi Arabia is bombing him too.
But as soon as they bomb
Yeah.
Iran, boy, they're going to get their asses handed to them. That's why they ain't fucking with them no more.
Yeah.
That's what we need. The thing is, okay, yeah, so Israel has a better defensive, and this Hamas shit, stop with that. That they're just trying to justify a genocide that's going on in Gaza. Gaza ain't got no military. They ain't got Hamas. There's no such thing. People fucking made that up. They made it up.
Oh yeah, we saw that, Angel. I think we saw that cringe ad last week. I think you shared
condemn
it.
Yeah, from APAC. Yeah.
Yeah,
From APAC, right? Yeah.
Like,
I showed
Hey,
that
love
last
us,
week.
APAC.
Yeah.
Love us and suck our
that was
dicks.
probably the worst ad I've ever seen in my life.
It was
I'd
bad.
rather,
It was
like,
bad
throw up
AI.
on you.
Yeah.
It was bad AI, and the ad itself was bullshit too. So it's just terrible all around.
I think
Anyways,
this will have to
this
be our
was
last one.
yeah, it'll be the oldest colony, the newest war. Puerto Rico as a launch pad for war in Venezuela. So this is an opinion piece by Michelle Einer. President Trump announced the CIA has been authorized to conduct operations inside Venezuela, just as U.S. drones struck another small boat up the coast of Venezuela.
Yeah, good point, Natalie. It was Israel that created Hamas.
Yeah,
Correct.
few people in the United States realize that much of this militarization begins on
Needed
the
a
soil
boogeyman.
of the land denied its own sovereignty, Puerto Rico. The island that has lived under U.S. rule since 1898 is once again being used as a staging ground for U.S. militarism, this time for Washington's latest war on drugs narrative, masking a campaign of coercion against Latin America's independent governments.
Yeah, to
Of
answer
course, because they don't want want independent governments. They want Puerto Rico, but they don't want it.
Yeah, to answer Jacqueline's
They just want the land.
To answer Jacqueline's question, yeah, I would say that ad was worse than Cuomo's ad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I showed it last week. Just look at last week's
the
stream.
reason why Israel created Hamas was to have that boogie man.
Yeah.
They needed to justify genocide, so boogie.
After invading Puerto Rico in 1898, the United States quickly turned the island to a strategic military outpost, a Gibraltar of the Caribbean, with naval bases in Sibia and Roosevelt Roads in
What is that?
Vieques.
Is that a Pirates of the Caribbean sequel or whatever?
No.
Designed to dominate the Eastern Caribbean and protect the new artery of the empire, the Panama Canal. From World War One and upwards, Puerto Ricans were drafted into every major U.S. war, fighting and dying for a flag that still denied them full citizenship rights. Meanwhile, the island's lands and waters are expropriated for bombing ranges, naval training,
Right.
and intelligence
Right. They
operations.
just want the land. They don't want Puerto Rico per se. They just want the fucking land.
The U.S. military abandoned an entire town full of. It was a military town. They just abandoned
Yep.
it, and it's
Yep.
dirty. It's full of bombs and old munitions that were
And
never
then when they're
exploded.
done
Just
with it,
left it
they
there.
leave it. Yep. They leave
Yeah,
it.
and they promised to clean up and started to clean up under Biden, but of course Trump came in and fucked everything up. So they did
I'm
that still
sorry, baby. I'm
abandoned.
sorry I hit you. Trust me, I
Uh-huh.
won't hit you no more.
Hmm.
And then, you let them back in and shut up, bitch.
Yep. The For 6 decades, the U.S. Navy used Vieques as a live fire testing ground, dropping millions of pounds of explosives and munitions, including napalm and depleted uranium. The result was environmental devastation and one of the highest cancer rates in the region. It took mass civil disobedience movement to finally force the Navy out in 2003. The victory proved Puerto Rico's capacity for organized resistance, but the structure of empire never disappeared. 2 decades later, those same bases and runways are being reactivated. In
Hmm.
2025, Washington quietly expanded military operations on the island, deploying F 35 fighter jets, stationing P 8 maritime patrol aircraft, and rotating Marines and Special Operations units through Puerto Rico's ports and airfields. The official justification is counter narcotics operations, but the timing and scale point to something far larger, a regional military buildup aimed at Venezuela. Puerto Rico's staging ground,
Of
again, for
course.
another region in Latin America.
Yeah, so they can go
That's
after
why
more brown people.
this is why the U.S. will never give up Puerto Rico. They'll keep it. They'll do whatever it takes to keep it
Right.
forever because
Like
it's their
I've been
staging ground
saying, they
for
just want the
invasion.
land. They don't give a fuck about those people, the poor people. They just want the land for the rich people
And
to.
remember, Bad Bunny is their enemy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, they're
bad.
making Bad Bunny their enemy when he's speaking truth.
He
Yeah.
needs to Canadian pile driver them again, or Canadian destroy them.
Canadian destroyer. The
Yeah.
aggression is now extended to Colombia, where Trump has cut off all U.S. aid and accused President Gustavo Petro of being a drug dealer. The
Oh, Jesus
announcement
Christ.
came just as days after Colombia's president denounced the U.S. drone strikes off the Venezuela's coast, one of
So are
which
you, Trump. So are you, and you're also a pedophile.
he warned hit a Colombian vessel and killed Colombian citizens. Instead of accountability,
Of
Washington answered
course.
with insults and economic blackmail. The Trump administration's designation of non-international armed conflict with drug cartels gives legal cover for drone strikes and covert missions far from U.S. territory. Puerto Rico's colonial status made it perfect for a staging ground, a place the Pentagon can operate freely without congressional debate or local consent. For Puerto Ricans, this militarization is not an abstract issue. It means more surveillance, more environmental risk, and a deeper entanglement in wars they never chose. It also signals a return to the same imperial logic that made Vieques a bombing range, using occupied territory to protect power abroad. Puerto Rico remains the oldest colony in the modern world as a U.S. territory where people are citizens but don't have sovereignty.
Yeah, you
They
read that
cannot vote for
here. It is
president.
a U.S. territory.
It's a
Yeah,
U.S. territory. So
yeah.
basically, again, you're not a citizen, but you are.
Yeah, you're citizens, but you can't vote for president. Have no senators, and the possibility only possess a symbolic representative in Congress. The absence of sovereignty is what makes it so useful to the empire. It graze on legality, where wars can be prepped without democratic consent. This is not the first time Puerto Rico has used a military springboard. It has its bases has served as logistical hubs for interventions across the hemisphere, from the U.S. invasion of Dominican Republic in 1965 to Grenada in 1983 and Panama in 1989. Each of these operations were justified through Cold War rhetoric, defense of freedom, stability, and democracy, while systematically targeting governments and
God, do I
social
hate that
movements
fucking word so
seeking
much.
independence from U.S. control. Puerto Rican born Congresswoman Nidia Velasquez has warned that the histories are repeating itself. In a Newsweek op-ed, she reminded Washington the lessons of Vieques, that the island's people already paid the price for U.S. militarism through contamination, displacement, and neglect. Why don't you do something about it? You're in Congress. I mean, shit. And
Why
they're
would they
not.
help
She's
poor
not.
people?
She's just going to write a Newsweek, and that's all she'll do. Our people have already suffered enough from military pollution and colonial exploitation. Puerto Rico deserves peace, not more war. Her
So
calls
I
aligns,
agree.
but that's all she'll do is talk. Her call aligns with the Caribbean and Latin American nations and CELAC, which has declared the region a zone of peace. The buildup around Venezuela follows a long-standing pattern in U.S. foreign policy, which a nation asserts control over its own resources and refuses to obey Washington's dictates, and it becomes a target. Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua are punished exactly for that. Sanctions, blockades, and covert operations function as mechanisms of domination to keep the hemisphere open to U.S. capital and military reach. Puerto Rico's place in this strategy reveals Washington's core hypocrisy. It wages war abroad in the name of freedom while denying the freedom to the colony that it still holds. Its people are governed without full representation. Its land is used for war. Its economy remains bound to Washington dictates. Puerto Rico's demand for independence is the same demand made by Venezuela, Cuba, and any other nation that refuses to live on its knees, the right to determine its
Michael
own future.
Rappaport just went after Mandani's wife for whatever reason.
Oh, okay. That's of course he did. The struggle for peace, sovereignty, dignity, and Western America runs through Puerto Rico's shores. When the U.S. drones take off from Caribbean strips to strike Venezuela, they fly over the ghost of Vieques, over the lands of Puerto Ricans once stood unarmed against the empire. Puerto Rico deserves future peace, environmental healing, and sovereignty, and Venezuela deserves the same. The right to live free from siege, to defend its independence, to build its own destiny without fear of U.S. bombs or blockades. To defend Puerto Rico's right to peace is to defend Venezuela's right to exist. Well said. I think I completely agree. She's part of Code Pink, apparently. So
Yeah, she was born in Venezuela too.
yeah, that's what it says here too. So
I
I
yeah,
mean,
always
she
hope
knows her
I
stuff. I
agree.
mean, that's her home place. And
it,
again, they just want the land. They don't want you to have sovereignty. They don't want your vote. Then they
No,
might as well just say, if you're poor, you can't vote.
if only
Period.
no,
Coke would stop supporting the progressives or other Democrats that they think are good. If only they would stop that.
yeah.
For sure.
Unfortunately, I don't think they will because
Nope.
they're tied to the party. So
Nope.
I don't think they will, unfortunately. So,
Oh,
yeah,
by the way,
that's. Go ahead.
Ro Khanna just recently admitted that the Progressive Caucus, or he said something about they're not for they're not for Gaza. The Progressive Caucus,
Oh yeah, I saw that
yeah,
clip. He said that basically there's a rule against talking about Israel and Gaza in any
yeah.
particular way or significant way. So it's like,
So
and you
again,
follow the
this is,
rules.
yeah, I mean, it's almost like here, you can't say anything about
Hmm.
Israel. That's off limits. You're anti-Semitic. You'll be kicked off of X. You'll be kicked off of this and that and the
Yeah.
other thing. Again, it's the same thing here. It's what they do over there, they will do over here.
And it's like I
Hmm.
said before, I just can't believe how quickly the progressive movement died. It's still
I
Yeah.
shocking.
mean, progressive is like it's almost become like the F
Well, yeah,
bomb.
it has no meaning anymore. Like we've
It
all
has no
No.
meaning anymore. Everyone says it, and
Once Bernie dropped out in 2016, it was over for the
yep.
massive progressive movement. I didn't know at the time, but it was
well
over
to me it
then.
was after he dropped out in 2020.
Well,
That's
and I think that was all just sheep herding to begin with to get you
Oh yeah,
back into
yeah,
the Democratic Party, to get us
yeah.
all back into the Democratic Party, just
Bernie
like
had
Ron
zero
Paul for
chance
the
of winning.
Republicans.
Yeah,
and of
they
course
had zero chance.
of course I had massive hope for Tulsi Gabbard and it made me
And she basically shit in a box and handed it to you. Said, "Here's your dreams, baby."
yeah.
Oh, so breaking news here. Hakeem Jeffries give Mandani last second endorsement.
Yeah,
So right before the election.
that's what I
Yeah,
posted
yeah.
in the groups that
Okay, yeah, I did see. I'm just looking at
Fuck
X
Hakeem
now before we
Jeffries
wrap
and the
up.
horse he rode in on.
but
He
hey,
made a
if
last second endorsement.
progressives, if he's getting endorsements from Jeffries or the other people, that's not a good thing. You shouldn't be
No.
hoping for
That's what I'm saying. Fuck him and fuck the
Look at
horse he
this.
rode in on.
Before we go, look at this is like a movie poster. Like look at this shit. Stand with Ice. Look at this, like a movie poster.
Yeah, fuck ICE.
It looks like Mel Gibson a little bit. I'm not sure this is AI generated
I
or
thought it
not.
looked like Schwarzenegger for a second.
Yeah, I
It
saw
looked like Mel
there's
Gibson more.
I don't know if it was on X or something, but I saw where they had X people just literally, or not X people, they had ICE people. A guy with a AR-15 or whatever was mishandling it. Literally could have shot everybody in traffic. They didn't care. They didn't fucking care.
So like when Christy Noam held the gun wrong, or
Yeah,
she
well,
shot
she needs to
her.
be deleted like her dog was.
Yeah, it's awful. That trailer is awful. Also,
She's also a pedophile and a piece of shit.
before we go, Stephen Miller claims that ICE officers have federal immunity, so they can do whatever the fuck they want and not get charged, no matter
Of
what.
course, that's why they literally paraded a bunch of immigrant kids naked outside to their cars. Again,
Yeah,
ICE are
that's what I
literally
heard too.
pedophiles.
See,
So it's
see,
still 1-0 Dodgers, top of the
see,
third.
so
But there's runners on first and second, nobody else.
okay.
Stephen Miller is a
Stephen,
snake.
yeah, he claims that they will have federal immunity, so they can. It's kind of like cops having what's that phrase?
Qualified immunity.
Qualified immunity. Basically, they can't get sued personally. Got to sue the police department basically as a whole.
Look at that.
So that means that taxpayers.
Yeah.
That means.
Yep.
That means that. Yeah, Will Kane used to work for ESPN.
So guess what?
Now
If
he's
your
at Fox.
immigrant kid gets raped by ICE, oh well, sucks to be you.
Yeah, so
You shouldn't
that
have
means,
such hot kids.
Sorry, but we couldn't find any evidence. We couldn't see it.
Yeah,
anyway.
we investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing.
We're
We're all
good.
pedophiles here.
We're
Fuck
good.
you, ICE.
So,
Sorry. I'm truly sorry. The South Park.
Again, what they do to immigrants, they will do to all poor people. And if you come after my son, you better bring a lunch, baby, because you ain't touching my son.
We will own nothing
Motherfuckers.
but happy and easy bugs.
I think Trump claims in a press conference. I
No,
think
I'll
he was going
fuck
to
your
kill
ass
people.
up.
He would kill people that bring drugs into our country. He sounds like the Duarte from
Well, then
from
I
the
guess you
Philippines.
should kill all the rich people because literally they're the ones that make sure the drugs get here.
He sounds like the Duarte from Philippines, where he just killed drug dealers, low level drug dealers, and drug addicts and stuff. That was his way to try to fix the
and
drug
ICE,
problem, which didn't
ICE
work.
is no
obviously.
different. ICE, they like to kill poor
They would
people,
just-
immigrant.
And he also killed, as he would mention, Solomuni, or I don't remember his name right now.
Salamuni?
Salamuni, yeah.
Yeah, because they want a war with Iran. They've been coveting a war with Iran since 1953.
So we do have to wrap up here. It's like 9:09 already, and we're just blabbing away. But yeah, I do want to thank everybody for watching this great show. I mean, I love all you guys. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already.
And don't forget to add that song in the intro next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that song.
I
If it's
saw
not
Andy in the
copyrighted, of
chat.
course.
He was kind of ghosting in the chat.
Yeah. I saw it too. What was I gonna say? Oh, are we doing pro wrestling
Breaking
talk tomorrow?
snooze,
Because
maybe?
you're busy. You're kind of busy with a birthday party. I don't know.
Oh, well, that's not till Sunday. I was just hoping that Saturday night's main
Sunday.
event wasn't. Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't tomorrow because I was like, well, I can't do anything Sunday because Sunday is totally booked for me. Because Sunday is my son's birthday.
No,
party.
that's next Friday. That's next Saturday, November 1st.
Okay. I was a sigh of relief right there. Yeah, we can do it tomorrow. I had to. Sunday is like my big day. So like, if for any reason we can't do pro wrestling talk tomorrow, I cannot do it Sunday. So we would have to skip.
We got some Stone Cold clips to show you tomorrow.
Oh, Stone Cold! I love Stone Cold.
Yeah, and
give me a hell yeah!
We'll be previewing Saturday night's main event that takes place next week. So I assume the main event will be CM Punk versus Jey Uso.
Oh yeah, I saw a YouTube video of the battle royal that happened on Raw, and then it was
what the fuck? I mean,
it was ratio.
Why not give? I mean, it
was terrible.
Okay, but let me go back. Okay, so first of all, I still don't believe that Seth Rollins is hurt. Okay, and they did it. It's their fucking fault. They cried wolf. Okay. Yeah.
So is it like when
I
Becky
stripped
Lynch
him and stuff? Bullshit. He's gonna come back. He's gonna fucking screw.
So is it like when his wife Becky Lynch did the injury thing years ago for WrestleMania?
I didn't see that.
You know what I'm talking about, Angel, right?
Yeah. I found it before we wrap up because Trump is ballroom.
Oh yeah.
So
this is a big fuck you to poor people. Okay.
Yeah, these are our sponsors of Trump's ballroom.
course.
Altria Group Inc., Amazon, Apple, Booz Allen Hamilton, Caterpillar, Coinbase, Compass Corporation, J. Pepe and Amelia
Hard
Fanjul, whoever
Rock.
they are, Hard
Yep.
Rock International, Google, HP, Lockheed Martin, Meta Platforms, Micron Technology, Microsoft, Next Era Energy Inc., Planeteer, of course, Technologies Inc.,
Palantir,
uh,
yep.
Ripple, Reynolds American, T-Mobile, Tether America, Union Pacific Railroad, Adelson Family Foundation. Of course, the
Of
Adelsons have to
course.
be
Of
there.
course, the Addisons.
Stephen E. Brody, whoever he is, Betty Wold Johnson Foundation, Charles and Marissa Cascaria, whoever they are, Edward and Sherry Glazer, Harold Ham, Benjamin Leon Jr., the Lutnick family, the Laura and Isaac Pule Mutter Foundation, Stephen A. Schwartzman, Konstantin
I
Sokoloff,
was going to say Smith. Stephen A.
uh, Kelly Loeffler and Jeff Spreaksher. By the way, Loeffler was a former senator of Georgia. She was rich anyway. She owned the WNBA team at one point. Pablo Terramini, Cameron Wink something, and Tyler Winklevoss. So these are all billionaires and corporations, most likely, and charities, alleged charities.
And
So,
again, this is a big
these are-
why don't poor people get this? They
And
don't
poor
give
people
a
feel
fuck
fucked.
about you. They will not give you health care. They will not give you anything that you need. You will fucking die of starvation because they do not care about you. Listen to me.
Don't just reply
Is
to you
Jesse
say, yeah,
Get
we're
on?
the
I don't
first time you ever said
know.
it. We're not gonna do
For
anything.
fuck's sake, this is a big fuck you to poor people. They don't care about
Hey.
your snaps. They don't care about you starving to death.
Yeah,
They don't care.
Yeah, Jacqueline. I don't know whether Indy has a a compilation this week for Jesse. He might, but let me check.
It's
If he's in the chat, he
2-0
can tell
Dodgers.
us.
I'm sorry
No,
to yell, but this pisses me
I don't
off.
see it here. I don't see it here. I'm not sure if Indy has a
I'm sorry, Indy.
compilation.
I
Yeah,
can't
we
help
are
it.
yelling at you, Indy.
I
So
can't
fucking
help
deal with
it.
I'm just kidding.
People like my dad don't think that Fox News is talking down to them because we're all poor, but they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I want people to realize that this kind of shit pisses me off. Trump doesn't care about you. Why would you vote for him? He hates your guts. He doesn't want you to live. I don't know how else to tell people this.
It's 2-0 Dodgers, by the way.
So that's your ballroom sponsors letting you, these corporations and billionaires letting you know they don't give a shit about you. They're gonna sponsor Trump's ballroom, 90,000 square feet, by the way. It's bigger than Yankee Stadium. So 90,000 square feet, and for what?
Hey, next week
Just
we're going to do a special Samhain edition.
A special what?
Samhain edition. It's Halloween, baby. Next Friday.
Oh, yeah, it's literally Halloween.
Oh no! So I believe tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Don't forget to change your clocks. So I think it's.
I thought it was November. I thought we changed our clocks in November.
I would have to. Let me go check.
I'm confused now.
I thought I read that it would be tomorrow that you would.
So next Friday, everybody, bring your booze.
November 2nd.
Oh, it is.
November 2nd.
Yeah,
is
I was gonna
time
say.
switch.
Wait,
So
it's
next
usually
Saturday.
November that we have to.
November 2nd.
So yeah.
So yeah,
bring your booze.
Thank you.
Next Friday.
Yep. So India, he's busting our ass for the network. Thank you for everything you do. I mean, we all love you here.
Yep.
And all right. So we do have to go. I mean, I've been saying that for 15 minutes, but we just keep talking because I keep finding things to cover. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe.
Justice for Aspen.
Talk. Yeah, justice for Aspen,
Also,
definitely.
Steph, what's your ending catchprise?
Everybody suck a dick.
So there is going to be, by the way, there is going to be a stream next Wednesday, I think at 7 for to do a fundraising drive for Aspen and her defense. So
okay.
So makes this Wednesday at 7 on INN's YouTube channel, I believe. It's either 7 or 8. I'm pretty sure it's 7.
Please, Justice for Aspen, please watch.
Yeah. So make sure you guys check that out on the INN main channel.
I'll be joining tomorrow at 9 Eastern. So.
9 Eastern, yep. And we will be on at 8 to go over Saturday night's main event and to talk more wrestling.
Oh, so it's 8 Eastern, the Aspen on fundraiser drive, according to Indy.
8 Eastern on Wednesday. So, be there.
Yeah.
Justice
All right,
for
thank
Aspen.
you very much for watching. Make sure you guys, like and subscribe. Check out Pro Wrestling Talk tomorrow at 8. And make sure you check out
Like and
Aspen
subscribe.
on Wednesday at 8. That fundraising drive. If you're able to donate, please do
Yes, please
because they need
donate. Please, please,
every
please,
dollar
please.
they can get. Because I'll probably go into it more next Friday about how what that girl went through, in that arrest in deep South Georgia, by the way, where they're still pretty racist down
Oh
there.
yeah.
So all right, so the Indy put the link to Justice for Aspen there, the link tree. You guys are interested in donating, please do if you're
Nice.
able. If not, just share it. Share the stream, share her link for her fundraiser. I think it's what is it on not PayPal. It's a website. What's that website called? You could raise money. I'm blanking them. Not Cash App. GoFundMe.
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 Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she has a GoFundMe.
Right.
So if you
Okay.
guys are able to
So
donate, please do. Thank you, Indy. GoFundMe. I'm like, I blanked on the name of the website. Like, what is that? It's not Cash App. It's something else. Like, okay, it's GoFundMe. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Just hashtag Justice for Aspen. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you tomorrow for Wrestling Talk. If not, I'll see you next Friday for the Halloween edition, Angel, in the afternoon.
Halloween.
I have no
Boo.
costume, so I don't know what I'm gonna
Oh,
do.
I'm
I'll
gonna
probably
dress up.
figure something
I'm
out.
gonna dress up, bitch.
Okay.
You
I
know,
don't.
All
I
right,
don't.
we
I
look
don't
forward to
participate-
Witchy
I don't-
dressing up.
I'm dressing up, bitch.
I don't participate in Halloween anymore. So
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't.
Really?
I think I have a
Come
mask
on, let's get in
somewhere,
the
but
spirit. I'm a witch. I'm a witch.
nah,
It's Samhain to me.
I have
Day
a
of the
mask
Dead almost.
somewhere. I have
just
to
go dress
look,
as
but
Mr. Perfect, or
I can't get a
Ah.
singlet that way.
yeah. Well,
or
My
be,
tits
or
would
be,
be
uh,
hanging
or
out. I'd
be
be like,
Mrs. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm Mrs. Perfect anyway. Mrs. Witchy
yeah.
Perfect.
So
And don't you
yeah,
do
make sure
yeah. I'll have a
Pro
witch's
Wrestling
hat.
Talk. Pro Wrestling Talk tomorrow at 8.